Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
God, that whole time I've been doing that, and I had my microphone off. Son of a gun. Oh, I don't want to restart that. I really don't. Hello to everybody. Dave here. R. Keith Andrews of the ET Connection. Yeah, it happens sometimes, guys. I'm sorry. Oh, frustrating. Keith is having it. Literally, he called me and said his computer blew up. I've been trying to get a hold of him on the phone. I can't. Brent Thomas is going to be here for Paranormal Portal Podcast. We might get Lee in here a little bit early as well, but we're going to have a great time nonetheless because that's what we do. And there is always a show. Always a show. There ain't no holding back on us. Nope. Hey, I want to remind everybody the super chat is open. It's a wonderful way to support what we do on this show on a nightly basis. As well, you can shop at our Spaced Out Radio store. We do not have ugly swag, people. No ugly swag as we check things on out for the store. Yeah. I'm like fried right now. That just pissed me off. You know, you expect to go into a show nice, and it's this little red button right here. Old Davey turned it off and then forgot to turn it back on. It's one of those nights. I know, Frankie B. I'm not paying attention to the chat room when I'm reading, and because you guys are making the comments so far down, and I'm like right at the top of the chat room. That's what happens. Hey, reminder, CaribouCon.com, guys. CaribouCon.com. Tickets are on sale now. The VIP tickets are on a early bird special. Make sure you join up. I know it's 10 months away, but you want to get your ticket early. Go to CaribouCon.com and check it on out. Here we go.
Are you ready to hear your mystic voice of the night?
It's time to wake up.
He's here. Shush. Be quiet. He's ready for you to listen. Let's point our ears towards the little cabin in the woods, where together, my friends, we own the night. It's time for Spaced Out Radio with Dave Scott.
From the mountains of central British Columbia to you listening around the world, this, my friends, is Spaced Out Radio. I am your host, Dave Scott, sitting in the captain's chair of SOR headquarters. We welcome you to tonight's show on our terrestrial affiliates around North America, digitally on every major podcast network. Our website, spacedoutradio.com. We have a plethora of features for you. Rock out to Bumblefoot. Read the news wire. Check out our swag as well. You can follow us on X at Spaced Out Radio, Instagram at Spaced Out Radio Show, and on Patreon in the Space Travelers Club. Tonight's show is brought to you by Chive Charities. Help make the world 10% happier by visiting Chive Charities today. You can find them on our website. We have an amazing show for you tonight, as I don't know what's going to happen. No, I don't know what's going to happen. You see, our recurring guest that we have, our Keith Andrews and the ET Connection. Keith called me up a few hours before showtime and said, Davey, and he never misses a show unless it's something serious, like the time he had a stroke. That was kind of serious. But he's like, Davey, literally, man, he's like, literally, I cannot make it tonight. He goes, my computer blew up. And so I said, well, let me try on the phone. Well, let's do it on the phone. Okay. So about 10 minutes before showtime, I started trying to call him, and I couldn't get a hold of him. So I'm telling you, right? I'm literally like, what do I do? So we have to have a show. That's what live radio is. You just can't all of a sudden bail on it and say, you know what, better luck next time. No. You, the audience, want some weirdness. You want some high strangeness. So we have to provide something, right? We have to. All right. So who do I call? Well, the Golden Bee himself from the Paranormal Portal podcast. Brent Thomas is here. He's got a mustache like any high-quality 70s and 80s baseball player. I'm telling you. He's got one of the best, in my opinion, one of the best paranormal podcasts, not only in YouTube land, but in the world. And I have no problem saying that. Yes, I'm a little bit biased because he's a friend. He's a supporter of Spaced Out Radio. But if you go and listen to this show, there is no reason why Brent Thomas and the Paranormal Portal podcast shouldn't have at least 500,000 subscribers. And that's the truth. This guy works his tail off to bring all the latest and greatest news and adventures in the paranormal. He's an experiencer. He is a researcher. He does it all. Brett Thomas, how you doing, B. Arthur?
I'm doing good, Dave. Thanks for having me, brother. It's always a pleasure to come into the space that you provide for us. So thanks for having me.
Long night for you. You just got off the air yourself.
I did. Yeah. I just wrapped up my live stream just minutes ago and went to use the loo quick. And then I ran back in the studio to not miss a beat here. So I'm here for you, brother.
Hey, it happens. You know what? That's the one thing about live radio, man, is you have to go. You know, it's like that old Queen song, the show must go on. You don't have a choice. You got to make it happen. And you know what? I thank you for coming in and joining us tonight because, like I said, I think you're one of the sharpest minds in the field, you know, from a paranormal, supernatural, UFO type cryptid level. I mean, why do you do what you do, man? Why do you do it?
You know, the reason it's funny, and I've told this story 100 times, so I apologize if it's redundant to anybody that's heard it before, but I honestly do it because of the experiences that I had. Like it was by coming face to face with this stuff throughout my life, and it's like, what the hell is this? What's going on? What is it that we're seeing, and why are we seeing it? I mean, there's got to be a reason for it. Is, you know, and it always occurs to me that a lot of this stuff is teaching us something, and it might be spiritual, and it might be even physical, in that it's teaching us about the reality we live in. That there's a lot of dynamics we don't understand yet, and so maybe it's a blend of all of that. But I mean, I've been on a quest for answers, and so that kind of drove me into this vein anyway. And then when the opportunity had come in 2016 to start doing a show, I was like, I want to do it. I want to do this, and it's been amazing. You know, it's that old saying, you know, we do work hard. We work very hard at this, but it's a labor of love. And there's that old saying, you find what you love doing, you'll never work a day in your life. And honestly, even though I devote many, many hours every day to this, I don't feel like I'm working.
We're going to have a lot of questions from our audience tonight. If you want to participate, what you need to do is you need to go on X at Spaced Out Radio, follow our live stream, or you need to head on over to YouTube and join our live chat where we have well over 150 people in there, usually nightly, hanging on out, chatting away, asking questions, and really building a cool community for people. So we're going to get the audience really involved in this one tonight. But I want to start off with this, my friend. Okay. This 3-Eye Atlas story will not go away. It will not go away. I mean, this comet will leave before this story goes away. All right. Yeah. And I'll be honest with you, man. I'm still intrigued.
Me too. Me too.
Intrigued. And the more and more, and trust me, I want this to be a UFO so bad. I want this to be one of those grandiose motherships. Okay. Like when you see flying on Star Wars, where they got all the different types of breeds of aliens on there mixed with a few humans. And I want that. I want that so bad, you know, and I just can't believe, and I am the furthest thing away from a scientist. Like science is over to the left. I am as far right as possible.
Sure.
Okay. Because science and Dave do not mix. But I will tell you, from what in my limited knowledge of this 3-Eye Atlas and everything that it's done, from like U-turns to, and I'm going to exaggerate a little bit, but U-turns, forgetting to hang a left at Albuquerque like Bugs Bunny all those times. Okay. The propulsion system that seems to be changing effortlessly and nobody can figure out why. Could this be one of the greatest modern mysteries in the history of our planet?
I think so, for sure. I mean, I'm with you though. I totally have a confirmation bias that had this. I really want this to be extraterrestrial. I want it, and not only that it came from somewhere else, but that it was actually sent and is doing something for the purpose of another intelligence. I don't think that many of us in here, including the audience, probably I mean, we all probably believe we're already not alone. There's people seeing stuff. I've seen stuff in the sky. You've seen stuff, Dave. I know. Obviously, they're already here, but it's kind of turning into a thumb in the eye to all the skeptics in a lot of ways, because it keeps doing this weird stuff. Like, I guess even the way that it's oriented, which is the same as the celestial bodies in our solar system, for that to occur naturally would be like 0.2% of 1%, 0.2, like, so just a fraction of 1% that it could be oriented the way that it is, that aligns with all of the other celestial bodies. And the fact that its speed is changed, is generating light, it picked up speed in a way, it changed trajectory. I mean, that's not supposed to happen. So yeah, I'm ready for the not the theme of Independence Day, the movie, but I'm ready for that scene where you like see this big thing come over the city and park, and like District 9 even, it's like, oh my God, yeah, bring them. I think they're here anyway.
And if this story couldn't get any weirder, okay, so scientists here were blown away when 3I Atlas came across the sun and it didn't follow the gravitational pull.
Yeah.
Okay. But now it gets weirder again. 3I Atlas now has a friend.
Oh, really? I hadn't heard that.
K1 Atlas is now flying with 3I Atlas.
No, this is brand new to me, brother.
When I read this earlier today, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, this has to be something completely messing around with us.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Yeah.
I mean, out of nowhere, this mysterious, what we allege to be a comet, is doing things that has absolutely mystified modern day science, has not acted like a comet at all that we have ever seen. We know it came through interstellarly into our solar system. And now, why not screw things up more and add a second one to it? This is getting ridiculous. Ridiculously awesome, but ridiculous.
Yeah. And Avi Loeb of Harvard believes that it's very possible this thing came from the Sagittarius area of the constellations, and that's where the wow signal came back in, when was that, the 50s, 60s, 70s?
Yeah.
The amazing wow signal. So,
well, let's explain what the wow signal is for people who may not know. Okay, so the wow signal was a strong narrow band radio signal that was detected in 1977 by a SETI project at the Ohio State University Big Ear Radio Telescope. It lasted 72 seconds. Its characteristics suggested that it could be extraterrestrial, but no similar signal has ever been detected again. While an alien origin is still a topic of debate, more recent analysis point toward it being a rare but natural astrophysical event, possibly a flare from a cold hydrogen cloud. I doubt that. We always got to try and put a human aspect on it. I doubt that.
Yeah.
So this apparently happened August 15th, 1977, just before Star Wars was coming out. Okay, or just after Star Wars comes out. Astronomer Jerry Amon discovered the signal days later when reviewing computer printouts and wrote "wow" next to it. That's how it got its name.
Yeah.
And now, fast forward to 2025, this seems to be where 3I Atlas has come out. And of course, now K1 Atlas, which is now trailing it. Yeah.
Wow. So where did K1 Atlas join the picture? Because was it always there and we just couldn't tell it was there, or did it join it at some point around the sun?
Well, I think it's always been there and they just started tracking it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems to be around where 3I is. I want to know who the person is naming these things.
It's so romantic.
You might get a better name.
Yeah. I think the Atlas explanation is that that's then the acronym for the early detection of dangerous celestial bodies coming in.
Right.
Yeah.
So apparently this is what I've been able to figure out about K1 Atlas. It was discovered by the Asteroid Terrestrial Impact Last Alert System, otherwise Atlas.
Yeah.
Okay, survey program in May of this year. And I'm going to pronounce some of these names wrong because scientists don't talk English. Perihelion closest approach to the sun was October 8th, which is right when 3i was going by the sun. It's a dynamically new object coming out of a distant Oort cloud region. Eccentric, what the hell is that word? Eccentricity slightly above 1, implying a possibly unbound or extremely long period orbit. So apparently you can see both the atlases if you have a good telescope. It's too far away now to see with binoculars. But these things are apparently, K1 Atlas will approach Earth November 25th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And we'll get about 60 million kilometers away. Northern Hemisphere, that's us people. Well, maybe not you guys in the US, but definitely us here in Canada, okay, are going to be able to observe it better. It'll be around the constellations Virgo and Leo, currently making early morning sky the better time to catch it. So this thing is pretty cool. And they are expecting that it may disintegrate, as many comets do within our solar system. But the fact that it's coming alive, oh my God, man.
Yeah.
Just ridiculous.
It just makes you wonder how much more is out there that we have no idea about. And it's got to be astronomical. That's probably the wrong word. It's got to be an amazing number of things, because, I mean, we're just starting to really get a real in-depth survey of what's going on in the space around us. Man.
Oh, I get you, man. I absolutely get you. And I'm curious to see if K1 Atlas will act as weird and strange as 3i. And if it does, will they talk about it or will they not?
Right.
Because usually a first one, they'll be like, hey, yeah, this thing's acting weird. We really don't know what's going on. But now if they have a second one doing the same thing, that's where they're all of a sudden, it's like that whole proverbial secrecy stuff. That's where they all of a sudden, yeah, it's out there. We know it's out there, but no, it's a comet. It's acting like a comet. In the meantime, this thing's acting like it's one of the Blue Angel solo pilots, right? Flying through the solar system.
Yeah.
I mean, you really have to watch these things, man, because you never know. You never know. And let's face it, never a straight answer will not give us a straight answer. And if you didn't catch that, that's never a straight answer. NASA, right? They'll never give us a straight answer on what's happening there.
Right.
But I don't know, man. I'm just praying that this thing, man, is alien. I want it to be alien so bad. I can taste it. I want it to be alien so bad.
Me too. I think it'd be great. I think that 3i Atlas, as I read during my show, I think it's going to be approaching, the closest approach to Earth will be on December 19th. So it'll be a couple of weeks then after the KI Atlas one, right?
Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Somewhere. Wow. I'm no expert on this, man. I am no expert whatsoever, but I do know this, that we need this. We need this to be aliens.
Yes.
And here's my theory on it. And I've said this a couple times on air in jest, but I think there's some seriousness to it. 3i Atlas was heading towards Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, it takes a beeline towards Mars. Like all of a sudden, it's like, oh, I'm not going there. I am not going over there. Okay, I've heard about that place. They got sex, drugs, rock and roll, wars, everything that we need for a good reality TV show. But these humanoids, they're starting to act a little crazy up in the space area. And look at all the crap they have around their planet. We can't get in without damaging our ship. Let's go to Mars. We nuked that place about 1 million years ago. So let's go check it on out. Let's go for a little fun in the desert, son. Maybe
Sure.
a round of golf or something. I wonder if they, I'm sure the aliens somewhere, man, have like horseshoe pits on Mars. They got enough dirt on there.
Yeah. And the face on Mars is probably where they put the kiddie slides, and they just have kids slide down the eyeballs.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's a big slide there. You totally know there's a big slide there.
It's got to be.
Right at the face on Mars is like one of those water slide pits, where they actually slide you down and you go through, instead of going through like the shark tank, you're going through some sort of weird alien fish tank. Oh, guaranteed. Totally guaranteed on that. I just want to say to our audience, if you're just tuning on in and you're actually hearing me having fun rather than giving a straight-laced interview, it's because our guest tonight, R. Keith Andrews, literally had his computer go boom earlier today, so he can't figure it out. He's got to take it to some tech guy to get it figured out why his computer blew up on him. But so we're the show must go on. We're happy to have Brent Thomas from the Paranormal Portal podcast on YouTube and on all major podcast networks. I highly suggest you hit subscribe, follow, download, everything you can. And not just because it's an impressively good show, but Brent has a good mustache too. And you got to always support a good mustache.
Absolutely.
You do. You got that old school hockey mustache.
With the soul patch. Don't forget the soul patch.
Yeah, you got the soul patch there. You do.
Yeah. So let me ask you, Dave, what do you think about when everybody's lining up and they're going to be broadcasting the live feed when it came close to Mars and then everything went dead and they said, oh, government shutdown. Come on. What?
I will answer that this way.
Yeah.
If NASA was walking down a sidewalk and there's nothing on the sidewalk except a little pebble, they're going to trip on that pebble. NASA is famous for tripping over itself.
Yeah.
And you're telling me that during the government shutdown in the United States, as we got about 2 minutes to go, that all of a sudden there's nobody at NASA, the doors are locked, the computers are off.
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
They emptied the vending machine so they can't get those really stale scones from the top shelf. Okay. Like, it's ridiculous that we're supposed to believe that. I will guarantee you there were multiple scientists right there that they have the recordings of it. And it's either something that they didn't want the public to see, or it's completely something else. So let's go through if they didn't want the public to see it. Was it an alien ship? And if it was an alien ship, did they maybe turn one of the defense satellites on it? Because, according to Ted Cruz, we have space pirates out there.
What?
Well, if you remember back in the day when they started the Space Force.
Oh, right.
Okay, Ted Cruz came out and said, from Texas, came out and said we need to arm space because there's space pirates out there. Okay. True story. You can look it on up.
I believe you.
Yeah. See if I could get the original quote. Ted Cruz, space pirates.
That's so bizarre. Oh my God. Yeah.
Yes. I don't know if we'll have, I'll get it for after the break. But, this is what happens, with Ted Cruz, people like Ted Cruz, when they can't figure out whether they're Canadian or American. This is where they get that land of confusion and start making up terms like swamp gas, space pirates, and soccer's a sport, right? They get confused on things like that. But we're going to go to break here. We got Brent Thomas from the Paranormal Portal podcast hanging on out with us. We're going to continue with 3i Atlas. And we had some great anniversaries in the last 7-8 days that we're going to go over. as well. Real important birthdays. We'll be right back. Oh, it's a great quote by Ted. Old Teddy there. Theodore was doing good. I have a glass of water here and it tastes like shit.
Oh no.
Well, not really like poop, but
yeah. I don't like my water tasting like shit either. So.
No, man. Next break, I'm gonna have to go refill.
Yeah.
Like, it's really weird. I'm not one of these guys who's like all about, fresh water all the time. Like, we get our water out of a jug because we have hard water where we are.
Right.
And if you've ever drank hard water, it's like eating snow. It never quenches your thirst. And it has like a mineral taste to it. It's kind of gross. And so usually on my desk, I'll bring down, I have my spaced out radio mug that you can get on our store. And I highly suggest you do because they keep things really hot or really cold.
Oh, nice.
And I always bring down an extra glass of water so that way I can have it. But if it's at the end of the night, I leave my water on my desk because nobody comes in here, and I don't mind drinking the water for the next day. It doesn't bother me. Okay, I'm tough. I'm Gen X, man. I drank from a hose. Doesn't matter.
Sure.
But today it didn't work. Today it didn't work.
That's not good.
Yeah.
Ugh, I'm not even sure how that would taste, but I don't want to know. I get mine from a bottle, Dave. Just get
well, yeah, we use bottled water too. But we got the big jug container. You press the button and you get hot or cold.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the one nice thing about up here, I don't know if this is what the case is up in Canada, but I live in a community where they never have fluoridated the water.
Yeah.
So you never get that chemical taste.
My hometown of Abbotsford, British Columbia, I think in the last 10 years, you can still drink from the tap there.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It's still there. The water is so good. You can literally drink from the tap.
Oh, nice.
And it keeps winning these world water champions, or literally, when they judge, you literally take a jug of water, put like a milk jug or something, and you put it underneath your tap and take it to the competition.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. And so coming up here, where you couldn't do that because you have hard water, it's like you got to get the water jug going, right? You have no choice.
Yeah.
What's your water of choice there?
Mine
Yeah.
is Arrowhead. It's supposed to come from British Columbia, actually. From the
whereabouts? It should say on the label.
Where does it say? I don't know. Don't get a lot of light here. Yeah, it's from something's Hope Springs.
Okay,
Hope, BC.
From Hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right before you head into the canyon.
Oh, is it? Okay. Okay. Yeah. I've never been. I've never driven up there. So.
Yeah, but you're going to.
I know. I'm looking forward to that.
10 months away from B. Arthur being up here, man.
That's going to be a blast.
It's going to be golden.
We're all gold. Everything's gold. Yeah.
Excited.
Yeah, me too. That'll be a lot of fun. It'd be nice to get up there.
Hey guys, if you have any questions, get them on in. Put them in capital letters. All right. We will get scatter the questions throughout the evening here.
Got a few, yeah.
Yeah, I got a few. Not many. I got 3 plugged in so far.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, this 3 IATLAS thing is really cooking my bacon, brother. I don't know what to expect. I hate to get my hopes up too much, but I am hoping that it's alien stuff.
You just want an alien girlfriend.
No, I'm married. I already got an alien wife, so
man.
I think she's from another planet, but she loves me, so
Yeah.
that can't argue that.
Well, I hear you there.
Amen.
All right, we got about 15 seconds. Still waiting for our first super chat of the night. Still waiting for 100 thumbs up. Still waiting for all of you who haven't yet to hit subscribe and ring that bell. Here we go, everybody. Here we go, the second half hour of Spaced Out Radio tonight. My name is Dave Scott. We appreciate you tuning us on in wherever you are on this beautiful planet we call Earth. Hey, we want to remind all of you that if you miss portions of this show or others, you can check out our free archives on YouTube or any major podcast network. Our website, spacedoutradio.com, we have a plethora of features for you. Rock out to Bumblefoot, read the news wire, check out our swag as well. You can follow us on X at Spaced Out Radio, Instagram at Spaced Out Radio Show, and on Patreon in the Space Travelers Club. Brent Thomas is here from the Paranormal Portal podcast. We're talking 3-Eye Atlas. And right before the break, Sir Brent, a.k.a. B, all right, we were talking about Ted Cruz and Space Pirates.
Uh-huh.
So at a May 2019 hearing of subcommittees, little Teddy there argued that just as nations develop navies to protect the seas from pirates, the U.S. should now think of space commerce and exploration similarly. Exactly, space could be vulnerable to pirates. Pirates threaten the open seas, and it is possible in space.
Wow.
Let's count how many times or how many countries have gone to space on their own rockets. We have the United States. We have Russia. We have China. We have Japan. And we have India. That's it. That's it. No other country. Okay. I can't imagine the Somalia Space Agency would, since they have all the pirates going through the straits there, trying to take up and take over cargo ships. I can't imagine them having the technology just yet to build a rocket that they could fly into space.
No, it's
Fool
not.
me once, I know. Fool me once. But I don't see space pirates as being an issue here.
Not yet. Not yet. They might be on 3-Eye Atlas, though. You never know, Dave. And then we'll be wishing we had those space pirate gear up there.
Here's the thing, though. What is Teddy trying to say? Is he trying to say that maybe it is because of UFOs and aliens? Remember, we just celebrated about 2 weeks ago the 8th anniversary of the now laughable To the Stars Academy that Tom DeLonge put on. Okay. And Tom DeLonge of Blink 182.
Sure.
And let's not forget that Tom was very famous for saying on Joe Rogan, we need to put nukes in space. These aliens are dangerous. They are coming for our planet, like total fear mongering.
Wow.
About the situation. This is before, after making himself look a little bit odd there, then he goes on to go rock star and talks about unzipping his pants and flashing himself on the camera, which I can tell you 100% did not impress Chris Mellon, Jim Semivan, Hal Putoff, and a few others on the board.
Yeah.
Right. They just were not impressed with that. I can't see why, but maybe that could be the start of the end
Uh,
of
yeah.
the whole thing.
First of all, that's the dumbest name for a space agency ever. Anyway, it sounds like a talent show. I mean, my God. But I've never been a fan of what he's doing, and it's scary to think that people like that are in decision-making roles anywhere.
Right. And here's the big thing. I can tell you this. I'm a big fan of his music.
Sure.
I'm a big fan that he's a fan of aliens and UFOs and the research. But there's a time to rock star and a time not to rock star.
Yeah.
When you're on tour, on stage, creating an album, or you're promoting your music, that's a time to rock star. Yeah. When you are going through the motions of trying to look professional and trying to get people won over for this topic, that's not a time to rock star.
No. I don't know. I just question that judgment a lot.
Right. So yeah, space pirates and all that. We also had some anniversaries coming up here, and let me just hold on a second here. We also want to say hello to all the agents and agencies who are tuning on in each and every night. Give us a phone call sometime, either me or Brent. You already have the phone number, right? We don't need to give it to you. You already have it. But happy birthday to the NSA, by the way. I know that I have had NSA people listening to this show before, and I know all the shows say that. But I literally do know because NSA guy was in our chat room.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, Mike Dizzle, NSA ain't here tonight. They're busy with the shutdown. And yes, this is true. He actually had the NSA call me live on the show.
Wow.
Yeah, thanks, random guy. Appreciate that.
That's hilarious.
Okay. But the NSA celebrated a birthday, and I actually got friends who work in the NSA outside of, I've never met random guys people, but I've met a couple other people that we become friends. Okay. And I'll tell you, they love the UFO story, man.
Yeah.
A lot of them laugh and roll their eyes at it. They don't believe it's true because they get to see things that we don't. And, when we had random guy on the air quite a bit before he got in trouble for being on the air, literally, that's what happened. People always ask, whatever happened to random guy? Well, it's literally because he got told, shut up.
Knock it off.
Yeah, knock it off. You might, I think it was a phone call that said, you might not want to do that anymore. And he was like, okay, I get you. I hear you loud and clear. But I do know that a lot of, and I will say this, I'm a diehard UFO guy, not a UAPer, as you all know.
Yeah.
And I am not someone who, I do believe there is a cover up somewhere. I don't know where, but I do believe that somewhere, somehow, somebody knows. Yeah. But in a lot of the people that I have met over the last couple of years, my attitude towards UFOs has really changed. It really has changed because, number one, I do believe there is a giant difference between UFOs and UAP. I think UAP are man-made objects. I've talked till I was blue in the face on that. And I've literally had listeners tell me, we're sick and tired of hearing that. We're not listening to your show anymore.
Really?
Yes, I have.
Oh,
okay. UFOs, I don't think they know what they are fully.
Right.
Do I think they have them? This is where a couple of my NSA people and spook people disagree with me. But I do believe that there is something hidden somewhere,
Mhm.
that they have the technology. But until that Pandora's box at the Pentagon gets opened and we truly knows, and we truly know, okay,
Mhm.
we are literally not going to find out that mystery. They're not going to let us play with the toys. They're not going to let us play with the aliens. But do we have something? Probably. Where is it? We have no clue. It's not at Area 51.
Mhm.
Okay. So everything you hear out of Area 51, okay, I personally believe is man-made technology. They are testing things out there that you, me, or the John Q public or the Jill Q public or the them, they Q public will never, ever see or know about.
Yeah.
Imagine how many, here's, and I could be completely wrong with this. Okay. I could be completely wrong, but they have had so many aircraft that they have built, tested, decided it was too expensive, it was not good enough, or maybe it was just a one mission wonder
Mhm.
that we will never know about. And I really believe that a lot of these things happen. I do believe Roswell was UFOs. I do believe Kingman was UFOs. I know what I've seen twice on the ground was not human made. Okay. The black triangle that I saw, which was literally the size of a city.
Wow.
Okay. I know 99.9% that probably was not man-made. But I also know, okay, I also know through listening, because I do a lot of listening from people who are much, much smarter than me. I do believe that a lot of this technology of what people are seeing, especially in the United States, I do believe is American technology,
Mhm.
right? Imagine this. Imagine this. Let's say you take a black triangle, because a lot of people believe the black triangles are these TR3Bs.
Yeah.
Hypothetically speaking, what if those craft never have to land? What if we have that technology where they never have to land because we figured out fusion, or maybe there's nuclear power on there? Because remember, an aircraft carrier can go 20 to 30 years without refueling on its nuclear generator.
Yeah.
What if we have craft in the sky that are running off these nuclear generators or something different?
Sure.
And all they have to do is go hover somewhere over one of the poles, okay, bring in an aircraft that docks with it. That's how you change your crew.
That's an interesting thought. Yeah.
What if it's possible?
Mm-hmm.
We will never know.
No.
We will never know. Right? And this is part of the issue. Before we go on and I get your opinion on that, we want to remind people our Keith Andrews was supposed to be our guest tonight on Spaced Out Radio. And I know you guys love him, and I love him too. And he will be speaking at CaribouCon 2026 with Brent Thomas, our guest tonight, and many more. Okay, but Keith's computer blew up tonight. A few hours before showtime, his computer went kaput.
Okay.
So we couldn't get him on the air. And so hopefully we could get that figured out a little bit. But anyways, just your thoughts on that technology part. Makes you think.
Yeah, I think that's a fascinating idea about, that things don't have to land if they're able to stay airborne. I just wonder, about like 0 point energy and all of that. This stuff has been around, at least theoretically, for, maybe 100 years or less, maybe a little less, but these concepts have been around. I like to think that I agree. I don't think we're ever going to get a disclosure per se, because they don't want to give everybody the keys to the kingdom. That's whatever this stuff is, it's wrapped up in intrigue and probably conspiracy and a bunch of other stuff. And I know what I've seen, and I couldn't see it with my own eyes. I could only see it in night vision, generation 1 night vision. It was there flashing lights and stuff, but once I lowered the binoculars, it was gone. Put them back up, it was there, and I knew that wasn't ours. But I've certainly heard about the TR3Bs and other breakaway space programs. I think about the quote by, I think his name was John Rich or whatever, the head of Skunkworks.
Ben Rich.
Yeah, Ben Rich. Yeah, was he the one that famously said, "Now we have the technology to bring ET home"?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he also stated that he believed that they were 50 years ahead of what the public sees. And the best example, and I've used this before, the best example of that, Brent, is look at airplane technology.
Mm-hmm.
The body of an Airbus, the body of a Boeing 737-800, okay, they are all the same shape.
Mm-hmm.
That shape has been used for 70 years. Look at how we've changed the shapes of vehicles or boats.
Sure.
But commercial airlines have always stayed the same shape. Okay. A long tube, thin. It doesn't matter if it was 1970. It still takes you 6 hours to fly from Vancouver to New York.
Mm-hmm.
We're in 2025. Mach speed has been here for 70 years. Okay. From the Boeing 707 to all the McDonnell Douglas passenger planes to the Airbuses today, they're all the same. Mm-hmm. Yes, the technology has improved. The metals have improved. The streamlining, they're saving more gas. Their engines are built better, everything like that. If the engines are built better, why does it still take 6 hours to fly from Vancouver to New York? Or why does it still take 19 hours to go from Los Angeles to Australia?
Yeah. Yep.
Right? It hasn't changed for us. Okay? What has happened is it has changed for the military. It has changed for them. They have the ability to do that. Okay? And they're keeping that technology for themselves due to the military industrial complex. They're not here to make Brent's life easier or Dave's life easier. And yet the prices keep going up and up and up and up. Travel. Right?
Yeah. I think a very dear friend of mine who's passed away now, his name is Kev Baker. He was a broadcaster as well. And he said it the best. In my opinion, he said, you look at computers, they used to be the size of buildings, then they became the size of a floor of a building, then they became huge boxes, like huge appliance size machines. And now the phone that fits in your pocket is stronger than any computer from 15 years ago. And he said, you look at the way that technology has just screamed by, except for our space program and our flying and stuff. He said, we're still lighting a fuse of a rocket and strapping something onto it and lobbing it up into space, and so that was a great point. And I never really even considered it. It's like, well, yeah, why hasn't that stuff grown with everything else that's managed to, become so much more powerful and better? It's like, you're right. That's the same stuff. We just keep recycling the same stuff.
You would think, and look, I realize military technology is expensive. Okay. But if they are looking into building hypersonic aircraft that we can allege from the alleged Aurora on to what we believe now is the SR-75 that could be flying out there somewhere. Okay. We can look at all of this and say they have the toys.
Sure.
They have the toys. What are they testing at Area 51 or other secret bases where we'll never know what they have?
Yeah.
Okay. Example. Look at the helicopters that were used during the Bin Laden raid. Okay, those 2 stealth helicopters. Nobody in the world ever thought that there would be stealth helicopters. Helicopters are loud.
Mhm.
Yeah, what do? They send in 1 Chinook stealth helicopter and 2 Blackhawk stealth helicopters that have been transformed into stealth helicopters that are literally almost silent,
Wow.
flying into Abbottabad to get old Osama. Old Benny didn't stand a chance
No.
with those great Navy SEALs.
No.
And by the way, one of the greatest experiences of Americana I have ever had in my life, I was in Caesar's Palace when they announced that bin Laden had been taken out.
Mm.
And listening to everybody in the casino just stopped and started chanting USA, USA, USA.
Mhm.
As a Canadian, and I'm a very proud Canadian, not very proud with my country right now, but I'm a very proud Canadian. I'd never seen that before. That true blue American patriotism, the
Yeah.
love of your country, that nobody is going to mess with us, the old FAFO when it comes to the US, and watching that casino and people cheering and hugging and crying and chanting USA, it was one of the greatest experiences for me to actually see that happen. Never seen it before.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
it's all the TVs, usually they got like horse racing, baseball games, basketball games, football games, hockey games on. Okay.
Mhm.
That's what really, really intrigued me. I'd never seen that before. Made me fall in love with the United States, to be blunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pig.
Oh, I got my ghost radar on, and it said pig.
Oh, thank you. keep your ghost radar on. Let's see what comes out of that.
Okay, I'll leave it on. Sure.
All right. We got about 2.5 minutes before we need to go to break here at the top of the hour. Paranormal Portal. Brent Thomas is here. We call him B. Arthur because he's golden. He's got a golden voice. Another anniversary, the Chicago O'Hare incident.
Oh.
UFO anniversary, 16 years ago. People swear they saw a disc-shaped craft, 30 to 40 feet, a couple hundred feet off the runway. Saw by many United Airlines employees and people around the airport. And then after a few minutes, it shot right up and put a round hole in the clouds. People still today don't know what it is. And then, of course, we interviewed Steve Pierce, who is 17 years old and now is, well, let's see, he's 67 years old with a nice gray beard like myself. And he explained what he saw 50 years ago, watching Travis Walton get hit by that beam in the fire in the sky.
Wow.
Yeah. Pretty insane time right now, man. Pretty insane time. And I think as ufology, it's much like paranormal or cryptid. I don't think we do enough to celebrate our big days because I think with technology today, Brent,
Yeah,
I don't think we're going to have another one of those Phoenix Lights type celebrations or a Travis Walton anniversary or a Betty and Barney Hill anniversary or the Conjuring House anniversary. I don't think we're going to have any of that going forward very much. And we got to be able to say thank you to the past because I really do believe you need to respect the past in order to move the ball forward. Your thoughts, 30 seconds.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think, we have to acknowledge that this is a building as well, and we're building upon the stories of our past, and we have to thank them for the courage to come forward and share what they did because it helps to teach all of us.
I would agree with you. I would totally agree with you. Brent, I'm going to get you to hold on right there. Why? Well, that's because we're literally going to go to break here in about 15 seconds. Brent Thomas from the Paranormal Portal podcast. The Triple P, we call him. B. Arthur, fantastic mustache, looks like Glenn Anderson of the Edmonton Oilers in 1984, skating down the wing with Gretzky at center ice. Looks beautiful. We're going to continue, take some audience questions, and we may have a special random guest coming up to join us. This is Spaced Out Radio with host Dave Scott. All right, buddy. I'm going to go refill my water. I'm just going to put you in the green room, okay?
Perfect.
You having fun?
Yeah, it's a good time, man. It's always good to connect with you.
Good. Be right back. back. Fresh water. All right, let's bring Brent back in. There he is.
Just eating my Halloween haul, some Smarties.
Oh, I love the Smarties.
I do too.
What kind of Smarties do you guys have down there? Your Smarties are different than ours.
They look like this.
Oh, yeah. We call those rockets.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What the hell do your Smarties look?
Rockets up here. Smarties are actually way better. When you get up here, you and I will go to the store and we're going to load you up on Canadian candy and snacks.
Good deal.
Yeah, man. All right, we got 30 seconds. Thank you to all the questions so far. Still waiting for our first super chat of the night. Still making sure that we have hit 100 thumbs up, if you don't mind. We would appreciate that. 15 seconds. And here we go. Here we go with hour number 2 of Spaced Out Radio tonight. My name is Dave Scott. Thank you so much for tuning us on in, wherever you are on this beautiful planet we call Earth. Hello to everyone listening in on our terrestrial affiliates around North America, digitally on every major podcast network. Our website, spacedoutradio.com. We have a plethora of features for you. Rock out to Bumblefoot, read the news wire, check out our swag as well. You can follow us on X at Spaced Out Radio, Instagram at Spaced Out Radio Show, and on Patreon in the Space Travelers Club. The Desert Clam has set the password for tonight in the SOR Space Travelers Club. What do you got for us tonight, Clam? Now I got to find it. There it is. There it is. Eclaircice. Eclaircice is your password. Use it wisely, space travelers, as the Clam sets the password each and every night, right here on Spaced Out Radio. We have Brent Thomas, and in a couple minutes, we're going to have a random guest join us. To hang on out, we're talking all the weird, strange stuff that's flying in the sky, what's going on around the Earth, and we got a bunch of audience questions coming at you. And when our random guest gets here, if you're in our YouTube chat room or on X, I would highly suggest that you ask some questions there because you'll get some straight answers. You know, let's go to some questions here while we're waiting, Brent.
Sure.
Super Crazy is asking, after worldwide disclosure, do you think humans and extraterrestrials will eventually have romantic relationships with each other?
Do you want me to respond first?
You go right ahead.
What makes you think we aren't already? I don't need no disclosure. Yeah, maybe. Depends on, the whole compatibility thing.
I would say that, if you take contactees who claim that they are having relationships with ETs for, hybridization programs, I think it's possible. I really do think it's possible, and let's be honest. For every dude out there, there is a little Captain Kirk in all of us. I'll leave it at that.
Very good.
Boondock is asking, who made who? Well, I'm going to turn this into a different question because AC/DC is touring next year.
Oh.
What do you think what's your top 3 AC/DC songs?
Thunderstruck, Back in Black, and Highway to Hell.
I'm going to go 1 Bon Scott, 2 Brian Johnsons.
Okay.
All right. It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll.
True.
That is a beautiful song. And let's face it, there is not one single bad rock song out there that has bagpipes in it.
True.
Okay. How good was that? I'll give you Thunderstruck. I love Thunderstruck.
Well,
And I was going to go Highway to Hell.
great minds.
Yeah. I've seen AC/DC twice in my life.
Have you?
I would like to see them again.
Oh,
Yeah, I'd like to see them again. Love AC/DC.
is Brian Johnson's voice holding up?
How can it not? He sounded, all he does is shriek on the microphone. I mean, the fact is that he's still able to do it.
Yeah, I know. No.
All right. Let's go to another question here. Let's go to Jules. Have you ever looked at the Hopi Blue Star Kachina prophecy yet? I have not.
I'm not familiar with it. I think I've heard it mentioned before, but I'm not familiar with what the context of that is. No.
I have no clue.
Hmm.
It's too hard to quickly look it up here, but we'll figure that out. Thank you, Jules. We'll go back to Jules. We'll give her a double shot here. Do you think the Bigfoot community is getting bigger lately?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, now more than ever, there's a lot more public interest and even acceptance of Bigfoot than ever before, but there's communities all over the place popping up all the time. And I think it's great. It's more people having the discussion, more people looking. It's fantastic.
I think so too. And I don't always think it's for the best. There was a big push a few years ago when Finding Bigfoot or Not Finding Bigfoot came out on television. And then everybody wanted to go squatching.
Yeah.
Okay. I still to this day don't know what squatching is. Right? I don't.
Yeah.
I have no clue.
I should have called that show Finding Sponsors. I think was probably more accurate.
But I will say this. I think that, there's an entire younger generation that is really getting into the possibility of paranormal cryptids, UFOs.
Yeah.
And I think it's healthy. I think it builds reality to it, but I know that I have not seen an increase in my town, which is Bigfoot Central. But I know there's a lot more interest in it. I don't know if there's a lot more people investigating. That's what I would say.
You know what occurs to me, Dave, is that I think this may be one of the first generations that's coming up now that's been raised and grown in at least a lot less stigma surrounding these subjects. Like, the younger kids coming up are hearing about Bigfoot. Hell, you see Bigfoot bumper stickers everywhere, so it's kind of become a common part of our culture, and it's not being shunned like it once was.
I agree with you there. All right, let's bring in our special guest here. From parts unknown, height unknown, weight unknown, usually wearing a mask to disguise his identity. We call him Random Guy around here. RG, it's been a while. How you doing, my friend?
What's up? You guys hear me okay?
Yeah. Brent
Okay.
Thomas, Random Guy,
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Sorry about the lighting. I just bought one of those Lou Elizondo chandelier. Is really a UFO sighting for my room, and it's not doing the magic that it did for its presentation.
Well, it worked for Lou. So
What's up, guys?
I saw you in the chat room. We were talking about a lot of the what is ours and what is theirs technology.
Mhm.
You may or may not have an interest in this. By the way,
I have a huge interest in this. It's like one of my favorite topics.
oh, you lie so much. It's ridiculous. I love your new profile on X.
Yeah?
Veteran dad comic, retired alien retrieval technician.
I figure I'm done denying the truth. We got to let people know what's going on for real out there.
Okay, I'm just going to hit you up on this. Are you allowed to talk about this stuff now?
I'm allowed to talk about, I was told what I'm not allowed to talk about. How about that?
What are you not allowed to talk about?
The dumbest, you don't have to really bleep it. I didn't finish it. It's the dumbest question ever, bro.
I thought
I'll
it was
brilliant. I'll let you know.
I thought it was a brilliant question as a journalist.
Yeah, the problem was I got in trouble. Here's the thing. Legally, I didn't do anything wrong because it wasn't my lane that I deviated from. The problem was step on toes of other people. They complain about it. So they're like, hey, bro. And I'm like, yeah, I got you. Don't worry about it. So now I know specifically what they don't want, which has nothing to do with, sorry, guys, sorry, Spielberg, not about what you're looking for, but they want me to stay away from something specific. So other than that, I could talk all about my experiences, things I see in the sky, cool stuff, procedures, SOPs. I got you.
I think it's very interesting because literally I'd never had somebody taken off the air before. I mean, you weren't on the air when it happened, but I remember your phone call saying to me, I can't do the show anymore.
It was dramatic. Yeah. It was dramatic to me, dude. I've worked, think about this. You go to a job and you know the serious, I know you've never done a serious job. You just do fun stuff. I'm joking, by the way. But this job, my job was so serious for so long. That's why I do like comedy and stuff now, because you have to laugh. And it's funny because honestly, I've been done for a few years. So when you're just talking shop without giving away anything, and then somebody that matters is like, hey, bro, it's all fun and games till it's not. Oh, SHIT, I better chill. Okay, cool. Like, and I'm a patriot first. I've said this since the first day I ever came on your show. If they told me to lie, they, Men in Black, whatever you get, it's not like that. But if the powers that be said, hey, we need you to go out for your country and lie, I would. So you probably can't trust anything I could say. But I think you know me personally, and enough people know me personally that, like, look, dude, you're going to know if I'm uncomfortable enough to lie, because I'm a class clown. When I get serious about things, that's probably when you should pay attention. Like, why is he uncomfortable? Like, he's never uncomfortable. So anyways, we're good. Cleared it up. And it's literally, it wasn't even illegal. It wasn't like a threatening situation where, it was just like, hey, bro, you know what we're doing over here. You heard things you're not supposed to hear. And I know that we can't hold you to that, but chill. That was it. And I'm like, cool.
What's it
like? It had nothing to do with anything you guys have ever talked about. It was something I said that was unrelated way like 2 years ago or whatever it was. Go ahead.
What's it like getting that phone call or that slap on the hand saying, yeah, because of what you did or where you worked, what you did for your work, that we want you to be more careful? What, because I'm sure they're not coming across yelling like a drill instructor.
No.
But I'm sure there is
a request. It's a request, not an order.
So take us through that. If I'm you, okay, give me that phone.
God forbid you ever have that day. Oh my God, my life sucks, bro. But go ahead.
If I'm you and you're the person on the other end of the phone, what does that phone call sound like?
It's professional. It's completely professional. There's no threatening. So like, that's the other thing with whistleblowers and everybody else that worked at these programs. And I know it's not like a hot topic to come out and talk about. The reason you don't hear about people that worked in high programs come out and speak about it is because there's nothing to talk about. It's pretty freaking boring, to be honest with you. There's cool technology, there's cool this, but once you're privy to that and it makes sense, you're not compelled to, like, humanity needs to know about this. No, it's national defense. Shut the F up, right? Like, so knowing that as like a baseline, it's simple, it's professional. Hey, I'm so-and-so from this agency, and we saw you do this interview, we saw you do whatever, and professional request, we just like you not to speak about XYZ. Because if I had spoken about something I wasn't, that I was actually part of, it would have been more severe than that. I would have been brought in with like a final warning, you're going to go to jail if you keep talking about it. It wasn't like that. It was, hey, you're inferring things that you figured out or spoke to somebody else about that should have shut up. So like, stay away from that. And again, I'll be very clear. We're talking about like very technological comments that I had made that had nothing to do with sightings or experiences or any. It was just getting too close to something real. And so as a professional request, they say, hey man, can you please not do that? Absolutely, I cannot do that. And so you lay low for a while, you let people forget about the thing you said so they don't. So even now I'm saying, I'm going to go watch every episode that guy was on. You're not going to know what it was, because it wasn't the thing I said the last time I was on. It was, a random thing from a random guy. And so it's very professional, and anybody that actually did the job is very professional, and they treat you like a professional until you don't act like a professional. Whistleblowers and all this stuff, they're like, oh, this guy came to my house, they followed me, and there was a helicopter, and my internet went out, and my wife's underwear was missing from the drawer. And dude, they don't have to do that.
Yeah.
They can literally see everything. They can use your Wi-Fi and see where you are in your house with your Wi-Fi router.
Yep.
And that's not even like high end. That's like medium 20 years ago tech.
Yeah.
They don't need to go into your home. And I tell this, we have mutual friends, Dave, you and I, who are in ufology and do investigations and do this stuff, and they're very paranoid. And they're so convinced people are after them. And this guy followed them, and someone came to their house. And I'm like, well, those are bad actors, and you need to report that to law enforcement. Because state actors, they don't need to come to your house anymore. They see everything you do 24 hours a day. If you have internet, a phone, anything, camera at your local intersection, they don't need to come to your house.
Yeah.
And then when it's time to act and you cross the line, they're very direct. They don't leave surreptitious, whatever. They don't leave you breadcrumbs to figure out, you better knock it off. It's not a novel. They're very direct. Like, hey, here's the deal. You have a matter of national and even investigative reporters have encountered this now. But we are in such an era of transparency, and I know that's like an ironic thing to say because everything's BS everywhere you go and propaganda. But we are in such an information era that now reporters come across national security things. And I'm not talking about Pete Hegseth's personal signal channel. I'm talking about things that people come across, and they will absolutely come to that reporter or that person and say, nope, national security, presidential order, whatever, and they will tell you, stop or you're going to jail right now. No games, not we're stalking you, we're not cutting your brake lines. That stuff was 50 years ago. It just doesn't happen like that. It's very professional now.
Before I get Brent, because I know Brent probably has a couple questions for you. For our audience who may not know who you are, what you're about, we call you Random Guy around here. Okay, what can you tell them about yourself? That
I was in the Air Force 4 years. Didn't do much. I was a crash firefighter, deployed Middle East, enduring freedom, Iraqi freedom stuff, crash rescue, not like direct combat, but supporting people, rescue, medical, crash ops, stuff like that. Got out, did IT stuff for a couple of years, and then got recruited. Not like some super special super soldier, but I got recruited as a contractor to work for SAPs and different programs around the country. And so I supported basically what I did for the Air Force times 10. And so I did crash recovery. I did not for UFOs, not for aliens, but that would have been included because I worked a lot of places. And you meet people, and then you start learning about places other than where you work. The learning, it's still the same thing internationally. And we're talking the highest clearances, the highest assets, everything, everywhere. Been there, done that. And now I'm retired. So
you miss it?
Oh yeah, all the time, every day. I talk to the guys all the time. That's why today, if you look at my feed, somebody was reporting an active shooter at Plant 42, and I'm like, nope, it was a drill. Like, how do you know, bro? And I'm like, I spent 22 years in trust me, bro, intelligence. So I literally just called the guy that runs the shit over there. It's like, come on, bro. But here's the other thing. With my personality, I do stand-up comedy. I do a lot of things now in my personal life. And the funny part is people are like, there's no way you, this guy, How does this guy? They're never going to trust you with anything. Cool. Then that means they're doing their job.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just an Air Force dude. I don't know anything special, but I was privy to some cool stuff. And that's how I know, if nothing else, because I'm not going to talk about what I did specifically, but I did rescue, I did medical, I did, regular assets, airplanes, Cessna crashes, I pick it up kind of thing. And the cool part is, it was a fun job, but at the end of the day, that's when I know, like, one line by line, how whistleblowers are lying, how people are lying. Excuse me, I sound like a prepubescent girl right now. But I can tell because there's procedural things that stay at the highest level, the highest echelons. Our government is not that good at keeping secrets. And they're good at keeping the ones that really matter, nuclear and stuff. But like overall, there's too many people involved in too much stuff that if this was real and I, for one, just so you guys know, I've had, I don't want to call them experiences. And Dave, if you say I have aliens, I'm going to come through the freaking screen. But I've seen things as somebody that's an expert in recovery and been like, oh shit, and again, you'll have to bleep that one, Market. But like, you get what I mean? Like, I get to that point. So I'm not saying nothing is out there. What I'm saying is we don't have it. And you're going to have to prove it to me. And all these whistleblowers, I'll tell this without saying too much. I was this close to going to Tim Burchett's office with a mutual friend in this last month. And they know who I am, and they wanted me to go there to basically denounce testimony that they got. And the only reason I didn't is because they gave me this whole list of like, you're going to go through X, Y, Z, your life's going to be turned up. And I'm like, for what? To tell you a guy's lying? No, I'm not doing it. I don't care. And that's the thing. People that actually did the real jobs, they don't have any incentive to go ruin their life. I'm not selling a book. I'm not selling a program. I'm just telling you, guys, full of it. So yeah, that's why people don't do it. Why would you want to bring that on yourself? And then more questions. Where did you work? What did you do? What programs were you? Blah, blah, blah. We don't want to do that, bro. Like, nobody wants to do that. It had a real job. The only people that want to do that, I don't want to call them losers, but we'll just say like they have other agendas, and I'll leave it at that.
2 minutes to go. Brent, I know you're egging on some questions here.
And you gave me a whole 2 minutes. Thanks, Dave.
Well, we can continue it after.
I've finished in 90 seconds before, but that's not why I'm divorced. I'm just going to leave that out there.
Ooh.
Go ahead.
I was just curious now. You're referring to whistleblowers. So I've just met you now. So if you've said this a number of times, please forgive me.
Sure.
But so the David Grush situation, is that legit or is that smoke and mirrors?
When you say situation, it's gone on for so long, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Well,
all I can tell you is what I'm familiar with. I don't know every detail.
Sure.
Because this is not my world. I only know this stuff because of Dave and a couple other people. But this is, yeah, thanks, buddy. I have not heard one credible thing that makes sense.
Okay.
And none of the people from Grush to, what's the new guy that's, I don't even know all their names anymore.
Dylan Borland?
Dude, oh my God. Anyways,
Jake
I don't want to
Barker?
sit here and bash individuals, okay?
Sure.
I will just tell you as a generality, I've not heard one testimony that's logical and makes sense and checks out. Not one.
Okay.
Because these guys would tell somebody like me, because what do? Oh, I saw the most amazing thing in the world, aliens. And we were out here doing this. Okay, what was the test range number? Oh, that's classified. Oh, but the aliens weren't? What was the name of your tower? Well, it was uncontrolled, but there was a tower there, right? Because it's military. What was the closest tower? What's their name? Because classified, you wouldn't know if you weren't a pilot in that range. Oh, what was the name of the chow hall there at that site that you worked at? Oh, you worked at that building? Cool. Was that on the north or south side for that building number? Where's 2,500? Where's 5,500? Where's 6,000? Because you're not going to lie to somebody to actually work there. You're going to lose real quick. And that's why Burchett wanted me to come in and do that kind of stuff. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing it.
Fair enough.
So yeah, Grush, all of it, money grab.
Okay.
All right, guys, let's put you on hold right there. We got to go to break. at the bottom of the hour. Brent Thomas for the Paranormal Portal podcast is here. We're also joined by special guest. We call him Random Guy around these parts.
You're listening to Spaced Out Radio with your host, Dave Scott.
All right, we're clear. I like this comment.
Sorry about the shits, bro.
That's okay.
They're minor. You know my real language. That's pretty minor for me.
It'll cost you a tequila in Vegas in May.
Let's do it.
Yeah. I like this comment by B. Mora. I feel like it's a big spin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
UAP, the whole world. Here's the thing. I loved Ancient Aliens.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I love that show. I'm 46. I remember I grew up in Orange County, California. I remember seeing a Roswell George Knapp / what's the cow killer chick name? Sorry, not chick. That's inappropriate to say that. The woman, yes, the woman researcher. I remember I was like 12 or 13, 14, somewhere in there when that all came out, right? And my dad's friend actually flew the SR-71 in the 80s.
Oh, wow. And
I didn't know about Groom Lake. I didn't know about aliens. I didn't know about Mississippi. I didn't know about all this stuff, right? Those like legendary lore. And it was interesting because as a 12-year-old, I wanted it all to be real. And I started reading books and getting a hold of everything. I ended up joining the Air Force. And you don't expect you're going to see anything. Or, there's a couple cool things during deployments, but nothing's, most of us are average. Sorry to break it to you, but you're average. And that was me. It's like, I don't care if you had a 98 on the ASVAB, you're a crash fire rescue guy. That's your job. But coming to work for the government at higher levels and different programs, it was really interesting, eye-opening to me to see. We would literally, without being specific for anybody watching, that's going to be pissed at me. I would watch with friends that worked with me at specific locations doing specific jobs. And there would be a news story, something in the news about XYZ aliens somewhere. And we would laugh. And because we would literally, and I won't say where, I'm absolutely not saying where, be standing in the place they were so sure there was aliens at any given. It was watching it on the broadcast. Like, it was just crazy. Like, so to me, it just showed me like there's so much disinformation, and it's important because China and Russia and all our adversaries are always on us, right? And so they intentionally leak things to make it look like it's actually happening. So anyways, long story short, yeah, I believe there's aliens out there. I've had my own experiences, but 90% of what's going on, it's not as cool as you think it is. And it's great for entertainment. It's great for movies, marketing. Where it's actually insulting is I see guys doing stolen valor. And my buddy Chris, and he gets a lot of crap on X, but like the guy's legit. And it's funny because people don't, they either call him counter intel or they say he doesn't know what he's talking about, like he's a LARPer. And that man has done more than 90% of America for this country. And it's just funny because he doesn't want to dox himself. So I won't go too crazy, but it's just, I see a lot of people like that. And they're just trying to give a position, and it's annoying to us when other veterans are like, I was recruited when I was 12 to fight aliens. And it's like, no, you weren't. You weren't. You absolutely are full of sorry, bro. And I could prove it, but their trump card is, how do I prove it? Because I have to A, dox myself, B, violate an NDA. No one's going to do that just to prove that you're a liar. People that actually know things will go to jail for saying them. if somebody is saying something, they will either black bag you to Gitmo. Trust me, NSA guy has done it to multiple people during Iraq, not for ufology, but for other stuff. They will either black bag your ass or something bad will happen. And I'm not saying they're not going to come kill you or anything like that, but like they will find a way legally to make you shut up.
Okay, hold that thought. We're going to come back. Thank you, B. Mora, for the lone super chat of the night. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Here we go with the next half hour. Here we go with the next half hour of Spaced Out Radio. My name is Dave Scott. We have Brent Thomas from the Paranormal Portal podcast and the man we call Random Guy around here, who's just random. He just drops in every now and again. We want to remind you that if you missed portions of this show or others, our archives are always free on YouTube or any major podcast network. Our website, spacedoutradio.com, we have a plethora of features for you. Rock out to Bumblefoot, read the news wire. Check out our swag as well. Follow us on X at Spaced Out Radio, Instagram at Spaced Out Radio Show, and on Patreon in the Space Travelers Club. Here we go. Brent Thomas from the Paranormal Portal podcast. Random Guy is here. And Brent, I know I gave you a whole minutes at the last break to actually ask a question. We got a few more minutes on this time before we get some audience questions.
Well, I just find it fascinating. And you're right. It's really got to be a double-edged sword then for people to come out and make grand claims like that, but it's impossible for anybody to shut them down in any kind of official capacity, because then, as you explained, it's like you're kind of showing your own hand then. So that's a tough thing. I never thought about that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is why I had a friend that's like, dude, come talk to Tim Burchett. And then I found out that his guy that he wanted me to go through is Elizondo's attorney, which I'm not saying Elizondo is a bad actor, but clearly he's in the circuit of profiting off this at this point, regardless of where he started. So the fact that the gatekeeper to get to congressional people is now through Jeremy Corbell and Lou Elizondo was a red flag to me, because I know, all due respect, Luna, Burchett, none of them know a damn thing. They don't know 1% of what I know sitting in Congress. I guarantee it. And so that's why they wanted to know what I know. But I'm not going to gatekeep my way through people that are, frankly, again, I'm civilian now, been out of the game, frankly, 20 levels below me and knowing things. I'll talk to Congress, I'll talk to Senate, but I'm not going to do it at cost of myself. That's stupid. Why would I do that?
So you think, just as another angle on this, when we see things like, oh, Congress has given the intelligence community so many days or months to put together everything they have and then come do it, bring it out in the open. I mean, was that just all stage and posturing? Because
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. I don't think so. I mean, I think they meant well, but go ahead and and then I'll answer. Sorry.
Well, because that was pretty much it, but it just seemed like, I don't think anybody was really expecting to tune into those hearings and get the expose of a lifetime, or, the disclosure that so many people are looking and waiting for. I think we're never going to get that, are we?
No, because the problem is what I've already stated.
Yeah.
The people that know things don't talk. Outside of Navy SEALs, they want you to watch their podcasts, but and I know a lot of SEALs, so I'm talking crap to them. I love those guys.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's like, it's a monetization game, and that's the problem. If you removed the ability to make money, this topic would get 20 times less airtime than it already does. But Congress and people that matter, there's two types. They either know that it's BS and they're entertaining it because it's misinformation, or they know nothing and they think they're about to figure something out, and they're not. And the thing they're not figuring out, or maybe figuring out, is not aliens.
Right.
And I don't. And Dave and I have gone back and forth. Can you say there's no aliens for sure? No, of course I can't, dude. I haven't been everywhere in the world at all times, and I'm on record saying I think there's something out there.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is they're not flying here in triangular aircraft. They're not flying here with FAA approved lights. They're not flying here to be visible and be caught by the lower atmosphere of the Earth after traveling light years. They're not getting shot down by kinetic weapons. You know what I mean? Like, use 2% of what's between your ears to figure this out logically. And again, I think there is something. I really do.
Yeah.
I've seen things I can't explain in this world. I think we live in a simulation of some form. Now, that doesn't mean God doesn't exist or whatever your ideology or theology is, but I feel like all of this is a big game we're part of. Whether you call it spirituality, God, whatever, aliens, I think it all plays a role. That's my personal belief, but I don't sell that. I don't peddle that. I'm not pushing that on anybody else. That's my personal belief. And what I look for is truth in this world because I have children. I have young children. And I want the best world for them. And I promise you, and this is not just me, I know hundreds, if not 1,000 guys that have worked at the highest level of government, from the NSA, CIA, crash recovery, Air Force, Marine Corps recon, Navy SEAL. I know tons of people. If it was really aliens, for sure, or even like 90% sure that that's what they interacted with, all of them would tell. All of them. All of them. The only ones saying that are the ones that have no proof that pretty much we can prove weren't there.
Let's get to some audience questions here. Or Brent, before I get going here, do you have anything more?
Nope, that was it. Thank you.
That was a great answer, by the way, RG. Great answer.
I'm just being honest. I'm speaking from the heart. I don't care, man. You know what? I monetize comedy. I don't do this. I'm doing this for you, buddy. So anybody that's watching this, I don't care.
So honored.
I just don't care. Like, it doesn't matter to me. I'm telling you guys the truth. So it doesn't, believe it or don't believe it, it doesn't matter to me. But I'm a random guy, but I'm the random guy that actually knows.
Philip is asking from the UK, doesn't United States Air Force OSI go after stolen valor to shut it down?
No. OSI has no enforcement of stolen. There is some places, and there is a code I'm understanding of stolen valor, but nobody pursues it. They're not going to waste resources on that. Too much emphasis on actual crimes going on. There's not enough manpower to enforce the guy saying, and it's almost always, I was a SEAL, I was a PJ, I was whatever, right? They don't have the resources. It pretty much goes unchecked. No.
All right, let's go to another one for you. Let's go to Paramarv. RG, what makes it matter of national security? Are we concerned about the occupants or just that they will share tech with our enemies?
Okay, let's spitball this. I'll play game. Let's say it's real. All right, we got something. Because I know what the crash recovery protocols are for the Air Force and the DoD. And I've already stated this on X and other places, but let's play ball. So if there's an entity involved, there's going to absolutely be a cover-up. There will. In the beginning. It's not going to last because the guys that respond, I know them. And they're going to tell me and I'm going to tell you. But like, honestly, it's just a game of, if the technology exists, we're not going to be able to figure out. It is so amazingly human, predictably human, to assume we're gonna reverse engineer it. No, you're not. No, you're not. You don't know anything about what you're talking about. So, yeah, all of it would be national security. They would absolutely cover up an entity. Technology, we actually have recovered technology of adversaries, and you'll never hear about it. And then we reverse engineer that, and a lot of times that gets reported as UFO crashes. I'll let you take your own way from that.
Brent, what's your thoughts?
I think I think I don't know what to think, honestly, Dave, because this is all unfamiliar ground to me. I can only speculate, and I have to defer to RG's feedback, because I mean, he's got his feet in those waters, and I'm just an idiot on the side with a microphone.
That's not true at all. See, here's the thing. I'm a random guy.
Yeah.
And that's why I chose that name. Like, I'm a regular dude. I
Sure.
grew up at the beach. Like, I'm not special. And that's the thing that's annoying with these guys. I was special. I was recruited when I was 12. Well, listen, here's the facts. I have a 136 IQ. My grandfather worked on projects, and I didn't even know this. One of my grandfathers worked for NASA and created a lens that could photograph the sun. Another one of my grandfathers worked for the CIA, and I never met him because I never met my father. And then I get people who are like, oh, it's programs, and they knew you had the DNA, they recruited you. No, they didn't. I broke up with my girlfriend and I took a job in, XYZ. It's like, it's really unfortunate. Life is not that sophisticated.
Sure.
Your opinion matters just as much as mine. I just happen to know facts about things you don't know.
Yeah.
So you're allowed to be like, go ahead, doubt me. I don't care. Question me. I don't care. And if I don't answer your questions to satisfaction, don't believe me. That's fair. Absolutely fair. I'm saying I don't believe these guys for examples I've given you.
Yeah.
And they've never answered my question. Now, I don't accost them. I don't confront them because I don't care. I tell people like you guys to actually care. And you guys want to know. Here's the thing. I think 1 or 2% of unknown anomaly is real. And instead of being able to focus on what's real, we're focused on all this noise and BS of people trying to monetize. And this community is very toxic. It's very full of mental illness. It's very full of easily manipulated people. That doesn't mean everybody, but I'm just saying it's in here, right? Like it's a perfect, powder keg of problems so that it can never just get together, because either people want the money or people have mental problems or people have beliefs. It's kind of like politics, right? You're not going to tell a Democrat Trump is going to help them. You're not going to tell a Republican that Biden's going to help them. We have preconceived who we are, and unfortunately, we've lost critical thinking along the way. Sorry.
Let's go to another question. This goes from Derek here in Florida. What about the little grays that tickled random guys' feet in bed?
I knew it was coming.
Uh-huh. So, hold on a second here. Let me side with the woo crowd here for a second and put my
Yeah, we'll do some woo. I'll do some woo. I'll do woo with you. I won't do BS, but I'll do woo.
Okay. So here you are, Mr. Random Guy. Don't believe in anything. Everything is man-made, including
not everything, but
everything. And then all of a sudden, one night, you wake up and there's a couple of grays tickling your feet.
Dream, Dave. It was a dream.
It was not a dream.
Why don't you say so that you can edit your own radio show? Why don't you tell them what was said?
Well, it sounds so much better on the edited version when you do it, okay? Because, when these grays were tickling your feet, okay, you woke up, you looked at them, you said, your words weren't, oh my God, what are you doing? Who are you? What's this? You weren't freaking out. Your literal words were, you wake up, you look, you see the tall gray looking down at the little gray, and you say, F you, Dave.
Yep.
Like I brought this on.
You did, because at that time in my life, I was pretty close to Nicole and a lot of other people in ufology. And I have some crazy experiences in my life, obviously, but I never had that kind of experience. And I woke up in the middle of the night, and it was funny because I know I'm dreaming. Am I? I don't know. But I'm convinced I was dreaming. And I woke up, and the reason I know I'm dreaming is because the TV was on behind them. Like, if you're going to dream, why would you dream and there's an infomercial on behind the alien? And I could see it. That to me kind of made it uncomfortably real. It's kind of like, do you ever have a dream where you dial a number on your cell phone? You don't. You know why?
No.
Because there's something in our brains that doesn't let us be that real. There was an infomercial on behind those damn aliens in my dream. Anyways, I digress. Yeah. So my first thought was like, dude, I've been in a million situations, life and death. Again, not like a door kicking badass, but plenty of situations. People shot at me, things went bad, whatever, life and death. I have a lot of PTSD in here. My first thought always is make a joke before you die. If it's going to suck, laugh about it. And two, find out who's behind it so you can F them. And the first thing I thought when I had that experience was like, dude, I've had some paranormal stuff in my life. None of it ever had to do with aliens. And so when I saw that in my experience, my dream, whatever the moment was, I was just like, F you. Because you put it in my brain, bro. You and
Do
Nicole,
not blame me
directly responsible
They
for that
showed
situation.
They showed up to show you that they were real.
Well,
That's
if they
why they were
really
two
wanted
different
to,
sizes.
I'm just going to tell you, I didn't finish. I didn't climax. So
Well, that's fine.
We're not doing
That's
comedy
fine.
here, but
That's totally fine. The fact that you had aliens in your room and your first thought was swearing at me, okay, which is why you could go on our Spaced Out Radio store and get your personal FU Dave shirt. Okay.
That's where that merch, that is the genesis of the merch.
That's
with
right.
my experience. Yep.
Absolutely. Let's get to another question. What do you think about that first there, Brent?
I didn't know anything about this until just now. I was today old when I learned he had grays tickling his feet, but God bless you. What do you say to
I'm
that?
honest, man. I'm just honest. I don't have anything to. I have no incentive to lie.
It sounds like it was a lucid dream, though. If it's a dream,
It really was probably a lucid dream.
You got
And the
aliens.
thing was, I didn't even drink
Aliens.
that night. I don't use drugs. I have a lot of sleep issues as it is, but I don't take any drugs. So yeah, I drink, but I didn't drink that night.
I'm going to make a alien tickling random guy's feet t-shirt for our store on our website. Let's go to Super Crazy here. RG, I follow the UFO topic partially because I feel that some kind of disclosure is imminent, possibly by regular citizens. You think I'm wasting my time waiting for it?
This is for me, I guess.
Yes.
Archie. Here's the thing. You know what's funny? I have children, young children, under 12, both of them. And they've asked me about aliens. And they know the places I've worked because their mom has a big mouth. But they asked me, Dad, you worked XYZ. What do you know about XYZ? And I tell them the truth. And the truth is this, I don't know. But what I can tell you is whatever's out there, if it wants to be seen, it will. And it will come all at once. And it will not come because of one man's testimony. This whole pulling back the curtain charade is not going to happen, you guys. Like, I promise you. It's going to be, if it's real, whether we live in a simulation, whether it's God, Jesus coming back, insert religion here, aliens, whatever that is going to happen, it's going to happen independent of an individual or a group of individuals even exposing anything. And I tell my children that. I tell them what I know. And here's the thing. My children, I know you guys don't really care, but like just to give you some enlightenment about who I am and my experience, my family would call it the UN. My wife was Israeli, my ex-wife. My sister, one sister is married to a Palestinian. For real. You can't make this up. A Jew, one's Israeli, one's Palestinian. The other one's married to an Indian.
Wow.
And so they call us the United Nations because we get along with everybody. My stepfather was black because I never had a real dad. And so my experience of the world is a little bit different than just typical surfer white dude from Orange County. And I just try to tell them, like, hey, look, we're at the point now where if aliens are real, they're just going to show up. There's nothing you can do about it. But anybody selling you a book or a movie about it is full of. That's what I tell my kids.
All right, let's go to Paramarv. We got 4.5 minutes. RG, if it's so compartmentalized, Why do you think you'd know what's real and what's not?
Oh, I absolutely don't know everything. I don't know everything. I can just tell you that of every place I've ever heard of, I've either worked there or know somebody that has, and know for sure. So it could be real, but it's not one place that's ever been mentioned in media, internet, or conversation. And I'll leave it at that without being specific. And if you don't believe me, that's fine. That's up to you. I don't expect you to. I'm not selling you anything. But if you do believe me and understand that I'm being a real person, you'll know, oh, Mike told me that. That's probably, so I should probably look over. I've told you guys, I think it's in the ocean. I think the USO stuff is way more real than the UAP stuff. I've told you guys this. Because I know people that, again, everywhere, and the only thing we can explain is stuff that comes out of the water. But that's a whole nother show.
3 minutes. Let's go to another question here. Let's go to Shelly. Random guy, what about experiencers? I've been told so many different things when asking my woo questions. For my own personal reasons, who do we trust?
Don't trust anybody. Trust yourself. Trust your gut. Trust your instinct. Trust your beliefs. Because I don't have the answers for you. I don't. I'm sorry. I can't tell you what's real. All I can tell you is when people are lying. That's it. So I tell each person, however many years you've had on this earth, if you know somebody that you trust, I hope you really trust them, because I've caught a lot of guys lying. I've been in a lot of bars, guys telling me about missions they were on that I was part of, and telling me how it went. And I'll pull a coin, I'll pull something to prove, and they don't have the response. And I know, so just because somebody was in the military, I hate to say it. I freaking hate it. It kills me to say this. But the truth is, a lot of people lie. And I don't know what it is, because it doesn't matter if you were a cook in the Navy. It doesn't matter if you iron clothes. I don't care what your job was. You signed on the dotted line to make shit money and go there and take care of your country. Dave's like, another mark. But the honest to God truth is, all service should be respected, but it should not be embellished. And you got to choose for yourself what you believe. You got to do the most research possible. Look at the source of that research. Look at the source of the data. And then make your own choice, because I don't know. I don't know. What I do know is what's a lie. That's all I know.
Appreciate that. Let's see if we can swing in one more question here before we got to go to break. And let's go to Little Cam. What's RG's opinion on Edward Snowden compared to other whistleblowers?
Snowden wasn't a whistleblower because it went public with his information. And while it might be controversial, and a lot of people call him a hero, that's not how it should have went down. The information, and again, this is me knowing, I never worked for the NSA, but I know people intimately that do, even when that went down. And to be clear, I don't agree with Echelon or the other programs that they do. But, or I heard that's the name of it, allegedly. I don't know. But I don't agree with mass surveillance on United States citizens, but I understand. Watch 24. Watch the show. You'll understand why. There's a lot of bad people that want to hurt us a lot of times. And our government is forced to make that decision all the time. Sovereignty, privacy versus safety. And there's a great quote out there, right? I don't even remember the exact one, but it was something along the lines, you could probably look it up, or somebody in chat will get it. Somebody that would choose safety over.
Yeah, it's Ben Franklin.
It's Ben Franklin. Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody that would choose safety over privacy has neither, kind of thing, right? I'm sure you could, if you know it.
Yeah.
Let's hold that thought. We're going to break here. Hour 3 of Spaced Out Radio. It's getting interesting. Continues right after this.
You're listening to Spaced Out Radio with your host, Dave Scott.
All right, we're clear.
Clear as a bell.
How you doing, Brent? You're looking tired.
I'm a little sleepy. Yeah, I'm
You
kind
can
of
stick around if you want.
I'm
Well,
on PST, brother. I'm on Pacific. I've been staying in California for a few months. I'm usually in Las Vegas, so I've been enjoying it out here.
Chew your food.
That's right. The famous line by Lee Strauss, chew your food. I listened to the end of your show tonight, Lee, and not once did you mention chew your food.
You're right. I forgot.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, I'm going to go if you're good here.
Yeah. Brent, go get some sleep. You've been on the air for like 5 hours.
It was nice to meet you, Brent.
It was good to meet you too. Good to see
Come
you.
out
Lee.
for the show party. I'll say hi.
Yeah, I will for sure.
We'll meet, random guy, you'll meet Brent in Vegas in May.
Cool.
Amen. See you guys.
All right, buddy. Take care. Do you know Lee? You've met
Oh, yeah.
Lee and random guy have met.
We definitely have.
Where did you meet him?
On here?
Oh, yeah, on here. Okay, I'm going to take a break. You guys chat.
Chitty chit chat.
I can't hear anything. Can you hear me, Lee?
Oh, yeah.
I can't hear you or Dave or anything. That's weird. Totally crapped out on me.
Audio.
You look great. I can't see. Got a whole matrix thing going.
Yeah, all the lighting in the background. Yep.
All right, now that Dave's gone, I'm going to tell you guys all the real secrets. You ready?
Are you ready?
Joking.
Who, what, when, where, and why, and how.
I'm going to read chat a little bit. Hold up.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to really read it. I got these damn reading glasses from CVS. I'm so old now. It's terrible. It's like, dude, I can bitch $350, but I need reading glasses. I don't feel like a man.
No, it happens to everybody, I think.
Okay. I actually need them to read this. I'm reading it on my phone. Let's see.
Yeah, it's kind of hard when you're sitting back from the
Paramarv,
screen.
the Benjamin. Yeah, I knew what it was. I'm not that smart, but that's a good quote, though, right? I think it's a great quote. I like that one.
Oh, yeah.
If you guys have questions in the chat, ask them now while Dave's gone. I'll try to answer them, but I have to have them fix my audio. I can't hear anything. You guys can hear me in the chat, right? Okay, thanks, Lee. So weird. I don't know if it's did my headphones just, I'm using earbuds. Maybe they shit out. Let me try to reset them. I feel like a geriatric trying to program my iPhone for the first time.
And he goes dark.
Earbuds are good.
You've gone. There it is.
I want to blame Dave. Anyways, I'm going to read chat. If you guys got anything, hit me.
Can you hear me now?
I can see all of you guys in chat now. I love it. No one's told me to F off yet, so that's indicative of a positive show. I don't know how long Dave wants me to be here. Let me text him. If he wants me to bounce or hang out.
Either or.
back.
Dave, I have no audio, buddy. I can't hear. Is that on your end?
Can you not hear on my end? If you want, can you hear us?
I don't think he can, Dave.
I'm going to try to leave and come back. All right.
Okay. Let's see if he makes it back. If not, that's okay. That's okay.
Getting down to the nitty gritty. This is where the rubber meets the road right here. I'm telling you.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing fantastic, man.
We got a bunch of audience questions here. We're going to have a good time. Thank you for everybody tuning in. Thank you to B. Mora for our lone super chat of the night. Appreciate you. All right, Lee, we got 24 seconds. Oh, there he is. He did come back.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear us now, random guy?
Yeah, now I can hear you. I couldn't hear you, brother.
Okay. Not a problem. 10 seconds. And here we go. Third and final hour of Spaced Out Radio tonight. My name is Dave Scott. Thank you very much for tuning us on in wherever you are on this beautiful planet we call Earth. Hello to everyone listening in on our terrestrial affiliates around North America, digitally on every major podcast network. Our website, spacedoutradio.com. We have a plethora of features for you. Rock out to Bumblefoot, read the news wire. Check out our swag as well. You can follow us on X at Spaced Out Radio, Instagram at Spaced Out Radio Show, and on Patreon in the Space Travelers Club. The Desert Clam has set the password for tonight in the SOR Space Travelers Club. Eclaircice. Eclaircice is your password. Use it wisely, Space Travelers, as the Clam sets the password each and every night right here on Spaced Out Radio. Let's head to the swamp.
Hello and welcome to Spaced Out Radio's Swamp. I'm Swamp Dweller, and tonight I'm going to take you on a mystic journey of the unknown, sharing tales of monsters, legends, and nightmares. Welcome to the Spaced Out Radio Swamp. Some years ago, on a dark, warm summer night, my cousin and I headed out for the local steakhouse joint. My mother and aunt would join later after doing some errands. We got on our bicycle and took a shortcut by passing an eerie-looking train tracks. Eventually, we made it and waited for our mothers. After doing their errands, our mother headed off to the steakhouse. Knowing they were running a bit late, they decided also to take the shortcut. This is where it gets creepy. As both of them approached the train tracks, the guardrails came down. While they waited for the trains to come, my mother saw someone across the tracks. A black-haired woman in her mid-30s wearing an apron and holding a kitchen knife stood lifelessly across the tracks. Her face was unseeable due to the hair blocking it, and blood was splattered all over her apron. Before she could take a closer look, the train passed. After the train passed, the woman vanished. It scarred her for life. My mother asked her sister on whether she saw it too, and unfortunately, she says she didn't. My cousin and I waited for 1 hour until my mother arrived. Hungry for dear life, we headed inside. It wasn't until we sat down that we realized the anguished faces of our mothers, scared for their lives. They told us what happened. It turned out the woman they saw seemed eerily similar to her sister's friend who committed suicide months before jumping into the train track immediately after cooking dinner. We took the long way home afterwards.
All right. Thank you, Swamp Dweller, for another spooky story. If you want more just like that, head on over to Swamp Dweller on YouTube, hit subscribe, ring that bell, and you got more right there for you. It's time for Lee.
They call him extra small, but he's big where it counts. Chasing Bigfoot through the woods on wild accounts. Talking ghosts in the dark, UFOs in the sky. Aliens laughing while they're cruising by. Yeah, Lee Strauss is out there. Hear that cosmic call? He's the legend of Element 115. Hero Spaced Out Radio's Q&A.
There he is, extra small Lee Strauss. How you doing, my friend? It's always good to see you.
Oh yeah, just happy to be here, man. Gonna enjoy the night with you and Random Guy. So let's get to it.
Random Guy's sticking around. Brent Thomas has decided to leave us because he was on the air for 2 hours prior to our show, and then he hopped in here for a couple of hours. So we appreciate Brent from the Paranormal Portal podcast coming on in. Random Guy, thank you for sticking around too.
Most people don't last 2 hours with me, so hats off.
Well, you know what? We tolerate you. We tolerate you. That's all that matters. All right. We're going to go to, we got a bunch of audience questions here. So let's go to, let's see here. Let's go to Erica. So do you think it's a coincidence that the WOW signal was August 15th, 1977, and Elvis died August 16th, 1977? Things that make you go, I don't think there's a coincidence there, but you never know. Maybe Elvis had to catch his ship out of town. Your thoughts, Lee?
All pop culture icons are aliens, right? Go ahead, Lee.
Yeah, that right there. I think that is completely and entirely random.
That's good usage of the word random right there. It really is.
I don't know where it came from. It just popped in my head. Had to use it.
All right. Boondock is asking, how many licks does it really take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Tootsie Pop? I believe if we go with the owl, the wise owl, it's 3. 3 licks and then a crunch. I'll stick with the owl because our logo is the owl. So I'm going to stick with that. All right, let's go to another one here. Let's go to Blue Cruise. Random Guy, what's your take on Lou Elizondo?
Oh, for me. Well, I told you before, I actually know somebody that knows Lou Elizondo when he was operational, not before all the weird stuff recently. Back in the day, like Iraq days, knew Lou. He said Lou was legit, very professional. So like when Lou first came out, I was like, oh damn, like this guy might know something. And then obviously I figured out it's all a grift. But professionally, I heard nothing but the best of the man. I don't know him personally. I don't wish him ill, but he's had an unfortunate sequence of events which prove beyond a shadow of a doubt he doesn't know what he's talking about. So I don't really need to say anything.
He's probably there just to steer the narrative then.
And no, he's not being paid for disinformation also. NSA guy confirmed that for me. So Lou Elizondo's not disinformation. He's a grifter.
Do you think he ever ran the program?
I don't know. I just know that he was a highly trained, highly capable professional when he was employed by the U.S. government. And that's secondhand, but I trust my source. Top tier, really good guy, reliable, professional. That's all I heard. And that's why I really wanted to believe him. But when you start showing chandeliers at slideshows, bro, sorry.
We call that ULP around here, unidentified lighting phenomena.
Yeah, bro. I'm going to give you the pancake breakfast treatment on that. Sorry. But yeah, highest respect for Lou Elizondo's service, zero respect for what he's done since. Me personally. Simple.
All right. Philip Blair is asking, do Elvis Presley, Michael Jackson come from the same home planet and or dimension, Random Guy?
Oh my God. Yes, actually. Yes, they came from the same dimension because they came from our dimension. and we live in a simulation.
Oh, there's the reality break that we were waiting for. Lee, your thoughts, Elvis and Michael, aliens or not?
I think we're all aliens. Really, we came from somewhere else to this planet, and yeah, we're just inhabiting these meat suits right now. So we're all aliens.
Coming to this planet also is kind of like a metaphysical exercise in a way, because our planet is no more real. Like if you know atomic structure, you know that 98% of space, even what makes up our bodies, is empty space. And that's what lends me to the holographic theory, is that being on a planet doesn't matter. You're either somewhere you're not, you're either conscious or you're not. And that's all that matters. That's
Well,
my
if that
take.
were true, we
You
wouldn't
want woo?
have jobs.
That's all the woo I got.
Yeah. That's terrible woo. All right. Let's go to Shelley. What do you call it when you go out looking for Sasquatch, Dave? I call it going out to look for Sasquatch.
No, he calls it looking for random guy. I have a size 16 shoe.
Yeah, it's
Fun fact, I'm single, ladies. No, I'm joking. Sorry. That's terrible.
our nighttime
That's
radio
terrible.
audience is going to jump all over that. Come to our Vegas party in May 21st to 25th.
All the 53-year-old single women in Alabama that listen to your show will be all over me.
Well, it works for them. It works for you. Let's go to. Let me explain that for a minute. Hold on. The reason why I hate the word squatch or squatching or any of this garbage jargon that involves the field is because of the television show Finding Bigfoot, where everything was a squatch. There was nothing professional. You hear somebody, burp in the background of the camera. Oh, that's a squatch making noise. No, it's not. They did it for television ratings. And probably the most heartbreaking thing that I heard was the late Dr. John Bindernagel telling me. This guy was a legend. He literally started searching for Sasquatch in British Columbia.
His name was Bindernagel?
Yeah, Bindernagel.
Sounds like a made-up name, but go ahead.
No, you can look on. He started looking for Sasquatch and became an anthropologist because of Sasquatch. He started looking for it at age 14. He died in his 80s. And basically...
He was just getting his life together.
He said, I said, what do you think of this word squatch? And basically what he said was, it's 70 years of research ruined because of one word.
Oh, wow.
And he said, Dave, I've been trying for years to get my fellow scientists to take this subject seriously. He never saw one. He saw the footprints, saw other evidence, but never saw one with his own eyes. And he said, I've been trying for years, decades, to try and get the scientific community to take the subject of Sasquatch seriously. And he goes, then this TV show comes along, starts squatch this, squatch that, making fun of the topic, and it ruined everything that we did. And he goes, I don't like it.
Wouldn't that be the same though, Dave, as like using the term wood booger? We hear that too.
Yeah, but I think it goes by culture. The word squatch, is it a territorial culture? I mean, you got the wood booger, you have, the skunk ape, there's a bunch of different nicknames for it. But because of television, everybody was out going squatching, right? And the scientific community looked at it and said, yeah, this is garbage. We're not wasting our time. All right, let's go to Jules. Random guy, what do you have to say about consciousness then?
How much time do you have? Welcome to my TED Talk. Since I have a prepared speech here, clearly. Consciousness is simply the ability to witness and interpret the reality that you see, make a decision about it, and perhaps act on it. God, I'm so smart. What do I have to say about consciousness? Well, if you're asking in relationship to the soul, I'm not sure, but I think that's probably the closest association we'd have, right? But consciousness in general just means something you can witness. The double slit experiment. It could go into, physics. If a tree falls in the woods, does it make sound? Well, we proved pretty well in modern physics that no, it actually doesn't, because things are linear. Double slit experiment. You get one outcome. Somebody observes it. Once you insert an observer to any incident, it changes the outcome of that reality. And I'll take it to another step, whether you want to call it scientific or woo. We had the Hubble telescope for years. We had all this science, Doppler shift. I took a lot of astronomy classes. I did redshift calculations through Astronomy 110. I'll tell you right now, with the Webb telescope, they're finding out things aren't moving the way we thought, right? No longer redshift and things that apply way out there, which means the universe might actually be rendering based on when you look at it and who is looking at it. Consciousness, whether it's the man in front of you, your girlfriend, the guy at the drive-thru, or that galaxy 5 billion light years away, is up to you being able to see it and process it, or it doesn't exist. How's that, spaced out radio?
I love it. I love it. Appreciate that. Thank you. Let's move on here. I don't know if you'll know the answer to this one. Random guy, how long do you think it will be before the YouTuber Uncanny Expeditions gets arrested by the camo dudes?
Never happened. Never happened. Never. No one will ever be arrested by camo dudes, because if anybody gets arrested, it will be by 9 county sheriffs. 9 county sheriffs will be the only entity that arrests anybody. Anybody else will either be shot or detained. Nobody will be getting arrested by anybody. It's not a 9 county sheriff. Don't ask me how I know. I'm just
no. I'm not asking you how you know. How monitored? Now, I know people who Area 51 comes up a lot in this show, and I know
I saw a movie about that once. Not really familiar though, but go ahead.
Yeah, I know people who have worked there. That's not really the subject, but how heavily monitored are those roads going in? Like,
if you sweat, they know your age.
If you
So I've heard. Yeah, I've heard they have ammonia detectors. I've heard. I don't know. I've heard literally they can determine the difference between. There's a lot of wildlife in Nevada, and I've heard allegedly that besides obvious video and security, again, this is like fifth hand, I've heard this, that they can actually tell the difference between a human and an animal crawling in the desert in like camouflage. Crazy, right? I don't know these things. I'm just I read it on the internet.
So like but everything around there is done for security. Like the dirt on the gravel roads that causes a lot of dust.
Really?
I mean, when you get off the highway, I know that because when I went there last year, I noticed the dust trail that was following. I mean, that's something that would obviously be observant to.
That's cool. I wouldn't have known about that. I'm just dumb firefighter guy.
Well, probably. I mean, you wear a hard hat, right? But
I wear a hard hat.
But everything around, we're never going to know what happens inside. But for those of us who have gone
probably wild parties
to the outside, like the minute we go on those gravel roads, they know we're coming. Correct?
I think all the people in Rachel would know you're coming. I don't know anything about that. I don't really know. I'm just telling you stuff I hear on the internet. I heard there's crazy detectors and surveillance, and I heard that Nye County handles the law enforcement. Other than that, I don't really know much.
Yeah,
I'd probably tell you more about Edwards Air Force Base than Nevada stuff, but been out that way a few times.
What's it like walking through Edwards?
Awesome. NASA, all the Chuck Yeager history, get all the stories, you do all the recoveries. I can tell you this because it was White World. When I did Edwards stuff, it was amazing. We did everything from Edwards is the base of What If. So you get, they did shuttle recoveries there and stuff for years. Edwards is amazing because you're not only it's the test bed for the whole West Coast. So you got SpaceX, Virgin Galactic. I did stuff with Boeing out there. I did a ton of recovery from space to sea at Edwards. It was really cool to work with all those organizations and being there and just being aware of the history. And I worked there before Yeager passed away. And there's a Chuck Yeager statue right at the main intersection there at Edwards Air Force Base. And we drive by it on the way to the flight line every time you come to work. And people, it's like an iron or copper statue. And people would decorate it depending on the season. There would be a Santa cap on Chuck. It was such a cool, and I heard the guy's wasn't the friendliest guy in the world, but some of the cool stories, just being around that place. I shot a lot of movies were shot there, and I did like safety stuff for them. Like First Man, when they filmed that movie, they filmed that at Edwards. They filmed the Marvel movie. What was it? Captain Marvel. The girl, the blonde, I don't know. That movie was filmed there. And it's funny because they tore down the fire station and the crash station there and a bunch of other stuff. So it's just, Edwards is an amazing historical place. There's the rocket site out there, which is a little bit more secret, but there's some cool stuff in there. There's underground tunnels and Cold War stuff and just some of the most amazing stuff out there. It's really,
As still
really
as it
cool.
may sound, I'll ask you this question. When you're going through some of those historic buildings at Edwards, ever feel haunted?
Oh, yeah. I've been in tunnels that are literally from movies, and they've been abandoned since the 60s, 70s. And it's crazy. We would go out once you have clearance and there's nothing going on, you kind of just do whatever you want in certain places, believe it or not. And you just go out because you're bored. We go hiking or whatever. And you get the feeling like, man, see broken glass. Sometimes there's like a blood stain, like just random stuff. And you're just like, man, there was some crazy history here, because it might look like a mess. It might have, broken glass. It might have what looks like blood. It might have whatever. It's not open to the public. So you realize whatever happened there to leave it in that condition was somebody that was enlisted or a contractor or somebody with clearance. And you're not talking about, hi, I'm at the visitor center. You're like in places. So it was a very eye-opening experience because of all the secret places I've been, being in a white world place that was kind of like the opposite co-worker of certain places. It was just very interesting to see that there was actually more, if you know what you're looking for, on display around that base than even in the secret places, hiding in plain sight, if you will.
Right.
Very, very cool experience.
But when you walked, and I know you hate ghosts, and I'm going to put you on the spot here, as we got about a minute to go. But when you walked into any of those buildings, did you ever have a haunted experience?
I swear to God, and I've been there with other dudes that'll lie. We heard doors slam. There was weird stuff. Absolutely. 100%. And you're just like, wind. We're 20 feet underground in a sealed bunker. It was wind, definitely. Or whatever. But yeah, there was experiences.
Oh.
I could write a whole book. I could write a whole book just off that one base. It was crazy.
Oh, that's a book that needs to come out, The Paranormal. We have Lee Strauss from Element 115 on the YouTube channel. He's here for the Q&A. Random guys hanging on out. Maybe this next half hour we'll actually get Lee to talk.
I tried to say.
I can leave. I can shut up.
No,
Keep asking me questions. I don't know.
We will. Spaced Out Radio's final half hour coming up as we round the corner.
This is Spaced Out Radio and your host, Dave Scott.
All right, we're clear.
I'm going to use the
You go.
little boys room real quick. I'll return. Unless you want me to go. You can decide.
Yeah. Go use the boys' room. Come back.
All right, how do I shut this thing up for a minute?
Here, I'll mute.
Gotta
I'll put
mute
you in the green room. There, you're out.
Okay, so the guy named Albert Washington that I used to work with back in the day, he was a machinist, and he actually worked out at Area 51. He would tell me stories about the tunnels underground. He said there's highways, hundreds of miles of highways under the ground crisscrossing the U.S.
I have heard that too. There's all sorts of boring tunnels that are still being made.
Do you think that that's what a lot of people are hearing with the hums? Sometimes people hear, "No, there's a hum."
You know what? I thought that, but out of the blue, a number of years ago, north of me in this small town, about a little bit bigger than my town, and you've been to my town, a little bit bigger, not much. They started having those scraping noises, like like if a train's hitting its brakes. And there's actually recording of it on YouTube. And
Wow.
people weren't sure if there was boring going through the rock, because it's very hard rock up there.
Yeah.
They weren't sure what it was. And it happened for a few days and then it disappeared. People didn't know if it was tectonic plates shifting or something paranormal or boring underground.
They needed to
No.
delube the drilling head on the rig.
Just remember a while ago, or like going back to like the late 80s through 90s, early 2000s, where people were hearing these sonic booms like
Oh,
close
yeah.
on the ground.
Sky trumpets too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Hey, RG.
Oh, prostate still works. Okay, we're good.
Yeah, good.
Wait,
Good.
nobody heard that, right?
Yeah.
God, I
Yeah,
love
that
you,
was,
Dave.
we were talking, Lee was saying that he tell RG.
Oh, I used to work with a guy named Albert Washington. He was
Oh,
a
I know him.
He was a
No,
machinist.
I'm joking. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
He was a machinist at Area 51, and he told me about the miles and miles of tunnels, like highways, under the U.S. that crisscross the U.S.
I've heard about that. I wouldn't know about these things. Heard similar on the internet. Cool.
It's always on the internet. If it's on the internet, it must be true.
It's got to be true if it's on the internet, man.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to go to Taco Bell.
Well, you have to go to the bathroom, or you need to clear some stuff out.
No, I just love Taco Bell. You Americans take it for granted.
Taco Bell's a freaking ripoff, so I don't take it for anything right now. Paramarv says if I write a book, it's called "Makes Me a Grifter." Yes, exactly. What's funny is I'm actually writing a biography. I'm about halfway done for my children because all of my NDAs expire probably after. I'm not going to live a long life, man. If I make 60, I'll be impressed. But all the radiation and experimental crap, not to mention not sleeping, running, fire, EMFs, all that stuff. I just want to leave something for my kids. So our family's very fractured, and only my mother's left. Everybody else is dead. So, and she's not in the greatest of health. So, in my 40s, I hate to say it, I'm probably going to be the oldest person left in my family, and that's not normal. So, when you have like a divorce situation, all this, I'm kind of compiling everything for their purpose, not for disclosure. But it would be, my life would definitely make it pretty cool. My friends here around my area, they call me Gump, because I find myself, I'm just like a regular dude. Like I played football and grew up at the beach and surfed and did normal stuff. And then you find yourself in like world history moments, like part of it. And it's kind of cool. So
Hold on right there, buddy. I hate to cut you off.
Anyway,
Thank you
no,
to
you're good.
Cat Chaser, Tim Mothman's Goatee, and B Mora, the great super chats. Thank you to everyone who's given us a thumbs up. Don't forget after the show to leave a comment down below so that way we can, well, it helps with the algorithms. Let's get going here. Here we go with the final half hour of Spaced Out Radio tonight. My name is Dave Scott. Great to have you with us as we prepare to finish up this show strong. Lee Strauss from Element 115 is here. Random Guy is with us, and we want to remind all of you that if you missed portions of this show or others, our archives are always free on YouTube or any major podcast network. Our website, spacedoutradio.com. We have a plethora of features for you. Rock out to Bumblefoot, read the news wire, check out our swag as well. You can follow us on X at Spaced Out Radio, Instagram at Spaced Out Radio Show, and on Patreon in the Space Travelers Club. Lee Strauss is here from Element 115, which can be watched on our YouTube channel twice a week. He's on UFO Max and then Element 115. Just go to our website, spacedoutradio.com. You can always find Lee there. Great source of information, great investigator. We love having him in here, and he's actually going to talk in this half hour. Lee, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm here. I'm ready to go. Sure, absolutely. Let's do it.
And then we got our special random act of kindness here. Random Guy is here. You know, he's just a random person walking.
I want to hear Lee. Why don't you give Lee some questions? I answered like 5 in a row.
All right, Lee, here's a question for you. Who would win in a fight between Bigfoot and a team of 10 average guys, say in their 20s?
Oh, Bigfoot would have him.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have a chance against a Bigfoot.
Bud.
They're so fast. They're so stealthy.
And strong.
I mean, it's got to be like fighting a bear, right?
Oh, I would think
you
it
got
would
no
be
shot, bro.
it would be like fighting something that we've never fought in before. I mean, the strength and the power and the quickness and there's no way people would be slaughtered.
I'm taking Bigfoot, top tree branch, elbow to the solar plexus, a la Macho Man Randy Savage. And then does a King Kong Bundy splash, asks for not a 3 count, but a 5 count without hook in the leg. Bigfoot wins all 10 guys. Bigfoot wins.
Probably in 10 seconds or less.
I mean, you think about it. The paw of a grizzly bear, okay, is literally about 8 to 10 times bigger than a human hand. The paw of a grizzly bear. And they say that a grizzly bear, when it swipes its paw, it could take off a human's head.
Yeah.
Okay. If
I believe
Bigfoot's hand is that big,
even half that big,
even half that big, it's not taking off your head. It's ripping your spine out of your back at the same time.
And Bigfoot has an opposable thumb.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's true.
The gripping comes into play that could be even worse than swiping.
And believe it or not, Random Guy, because of the opposable thumb, that's why a lot of like the high quality Sasquatch researchers that I talk to, they will actually leave a jar of peanut butter out there for them because regular animals outside of biting cannot open a jar.
Checks out.
Yep.
So they'll leave a can of unopened peanut butter out at their gifting sites to see what happens.
Not unless you've got a land walking octopus.
Wait, what?
A land octopus.
I know octopus is like number 1 and dolphins are number 2 in intelligence, but Are you referring to?
They know how to open jars.
Is there a known land-dwelling octopod that we're talking? Okay, I don't know how deep the woo goes, brother.
It goes
I
pretty
gotta
dang
ask.
deep.
I gotta ask. Is that? I was like, is that a thing now?
Let's go to Philip Blair. After disclosure happens, what will we wear instead of pants? I'm saying jumpsuits. We're going into, like Lululemon type tight jumpsuits. And for some of us, it's not going to be pretty.
I think hammer pants will come back in style.
Oh, dude, those are the best.
Parachute pants.
I was like 10 when that was a thing. I like that.
I miss the parachute pants.
Oh,
I just miss being 10. I still act like it, but I just don't look like it anymore.
Go to Super Crazy. Would you try extraterrestrial cuisine, Lee, if you had the opportunity to chew that food?
Well, I guess. I mean, it's just like you would try. I've tried many different things here, I'm a Swede, so I like pickled fish, believe it or not. So why not try something from somewhere else? Right? I mean, how bad could it be?
I don't know. I get grossed out by watching those surströmming videos.
Oh yeah, I don't like the noise, the slurping, and the whole no.
Where they crack open that can and this. Have you seen those, random guy? Those surströmming videos? Oh, YouTube it. So
I'm afraid
it's this real stinky fish that Nordics eat.
Sounds like some German sex act or something. What are you
Well,
talking
pretty
about?
close. It's from Sweden. Or
I was thinking.
And they crack open this can, and apparently the smell is so bad that it makes people vomit.
Oh, I met girls that had their pants on, and it was a wrong conversation. Anyways, yeah, I get what you're saying.
Radio. We're on the radio.
Sorry, buddy.
All right. Dr. Bob is asking, will alien technology make really good cheap cigars a reality?
Alien technology should make everything a reality, right?
I doubt that the aliens smoke.
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, everything that makes us feel good is like dopamine. It's a chemical reaction in our brain. Whether it's sex, gambling, drinking, it's pleasure through chemical. And advanced alien race will already figure out how to replicate pleasure without actually damaging themselves, which most of the activities us stupid humans do that bring us pleasure actually hurt us. Excuse me.
All right. Let's move on. Random guy, this one's for you. Do you have any thoughts on Charles Hall, the meteorologist at Nellis Air Force Base, who says he met with the tall whites out at a monitoring station on the edge of the base?
Bro, no, it didn't happen. 100% didn't happen. Bet my life it didn't happen.
But you don't know.
No, I can. Okay, I wasn't there. So I ought to leave like 0.1. 99.9% didn't happen. And I could, here's the thing. Somebody like this, I could, if in a SAP, like a skiff or whatever, like the congressional stuff, if we could talk freely, you could just embarrass somebody like that out of the room within seconds. Embarrass. As most of the whistleblowers, you could. If you actually know what you're talking about. Seconds. Less than 1 minute. Within 3 questions. Oh, you don't know? President picked you. You work with Navy SEALs, and you were taken in 12 to be Jason Bourne, CIA liaison to the aliens, but you don't know the commander's name, the floor, the room number, the range master, the cover times for the satellites. Oh, wait, that's a thing? Oh, yeah, it is. And you would know that if you were part of the program. You don't know any of that? None? Screw a DD-214. You don't know any of that. Nothing. What your chow hall was called. When was your chow hall open? You didn't have a chow hall? What road did you come in on? What time? Where did you stop on the way there? Oh, you drove straight through? Where did you fuel your truck when you came there? What was the color of the vehicle that was part of the GSA pool that you took? Oh, you traveling your POV? Where'd you park it? I will destroy you. Absolutely, for being a liar. Never happened. Guaranteed.
Well, let's go to super crazy. Do you believe, random guy, in the existence of Bigfoot or any other cryptid? Why or why not?
I don't know what a cryptid is, but I think there's some kind of, I believe there's species out there that we don't know about. I think mostly in the ocean, but you look in the Appalachians, you look in some of these forests, it's not beyond the possibility that Bigfoot's real or some variant of it. I don't know that it exists the way it exists in pop culture. Again, I don't know anything. I'm not an expert, done zero research. But what's funny is I will sit here and tell you the government doesn't have aliens, but I will tell you Bigfoot is plausible. And then you'd be like, huh? Yeah. Because I only base my positions on facts that I know to be true. So I would say Bigfoot is more potentially true, even though I don't have the exact evidence of it, than the government working with off-world civilizations.
Lee, tell random guy about your Bigfoot experience at Mount Adam.
We were touched while we were in a tent. We have this floating tent. Well, it's not floating, but it's strapped between 3 trees. It's called a tensile tent.
So you're off the ground when
you're off
floating.
the ground, right? It makes for better sleep. So you're not having to use an air mattress or anything
no
like that.
Bugs, no terrain issues.
Exactly. Exactly. It's perfect. And so that night we were there, felt the mattress lift up, kind of like go in a hump like that. And I'm trying to straighten the mattress out. And my friend is hitting me with her elbow, jabbing me, and basically trying to get me to stop moving the mattress around. And I didn't find out till the next day, but that was an arm of something that was grabbing onto her through the mattress underneath the tent.
And there was no one else there to mess with you guys.
No one. Nobody.
But you heard them before and after.
Oh, yes. We heard them before and after. And
I'm telling you, there's
audio.
experiences like that. I believe. I do. I think there's weird stuff out there, man. I really do. I just don't think our government's smart enough or organized enough to hide the alien part of it. But I think here's the thing. I side outside the mentally ill, and there's unfortunately a lot of those. I think by and large, there's a lot of people. I've had my own experiences. Not like life changing, like, oh my God, this is it. But like enough to where you're like, I don't know, man. Like maybe. And so like I'm not here to crap on anybody's experiences. I'm just saying the government is not as, you guys give them too much credit. They're not as good as you think they are they're very good at keeping you safe. But they're not very good at protecting stuff like that. If that was a thing, it would have been out. Especially in the atmosphere of the world we're in now, where sensationalism and it would only take, because even the most compartmentalized mission in the world is going to have dozens, if not hundreds of people. The most secretive mission is going to have 100 people involved. One of them is going to not be perfectly sane or sound or not trying to impress a girl or something. It's just statistically improbable that would happen for multiple missions for a century or even half a century. Now you're talking about thousands of people, multiple generations of programs. It's not going to happen. I play the data statistics on that one. I don't know it all, but 99% I know. The 1% I'll leave to improbable. But
well, some people have come forward yet.
Where's the evidence?
Well, it's hard to get evidence of an ET.
It's not. I could give you evidence. I wouldn't. I would absolutely not. So I'm being clear about that. I could give evidence 100% of multiple programs, secrets, technologies. I would never do it, obviously. I'm just saying, and I'm just a random guy. there's people way higher than me that design this stuff, build the stuff. They have families, they have issues. Like, and that's what clearances are all about, is like, how susceptible are you to be convinced to talk, right? That's what it comes down to. You have financial problems, you're probably going to talk. You have alcohol, substance abuse problems, you're probably going to talk. Like, that's how they, and it was funny because I'll tell you, some of my clearances, I don't have a perfect background. And I've done multiple backgrounds. And the guy's sitting there and he's like, hey, you owe this creditor $600 or whatever, right? And I swear to God. And I go, yeah, I'm not paying it. And the guy's laughing. He's like, what do you mean you're not paying? I'm like, no, that was because of XYZ. I'm not paying. They charged me when it was a breach of contract. Not paying them. Like, but you owe the money. You understand that could put your clearance in jeopardy. I'm like, yeah, I'm not paying them. They approved me. They're like, this guy's honest. I said, if you gave me $600, I wouldn't pay him. I'd go drinking. That's what I told. I told my investigator that. He's like, dude, you're approved. So they just want real people. And the problem is, there's been story, police officers, Secret Service, politicians, people, they have issues and they talk too much or they make a mistake or whatever. It's something that's going to come out, man, over this amount of time. It's just, and now that I know, I feel pretty comfortable. I'm sure there's locations I don't know about, obviously, but of all the main ones, it's like, it's just not possible. It's not. And I don't have any way to convey that without doing something wrong. So that's where they live. Prove me wrong, bro. Oh yeah, let me go to jail to prove you wrong. That's a great plan. Come on, bro.
Let's go to another question here, guys. Let's go over to let's see here. Let's go to Bad Cop. I don't understand this question. You might, Random. How many years of retainability is required for ATCs after their tour at Dallas? What is ATCs?
Air traffic control.
Gotcha.
So their retainability is not really a misnomer. I think if you're talking about active duty, so active duty, when you do an active enlistment, you typically do a 4-year or 6-year enlistment for the Air Force, which would be air traffic control. And then you're in reserve for 2 after, meaning they can recall you. So if you do a 4-year enlistment, I did a 4-year, I had 2 years where they could call me back. They didn't. Like, we're glad you're gone, probably. But but it might be 6 years or 4 years or whatever you sign up for. ATC, actually, I know for a fact ATC is a 6-year contract because the school's so invasive and not invasive, like it's a lot, and so they want to retain them, and it's a high stress job. So a typical ATC would do 6 years with a 2-year recall retainability. I think that's what they mean. After that, you're a civilian. It doesn't matter.
All right. I think we got time for one more here. Lee, if you could push a button to get full UFO disclosure tomorrow, would you push that button? Why or why not?
I would say, yeah, I'd push it. And the reason why is because it would create such mayhem that just the facts that everybody'd have to run around picking up the pieces, that might make it a little bit better place to live in.
I don't know if I'd do it. I really don't. It's kind of like if I had that smoking gun video of a Bigfoot. I don't know if I would release it.
That's a different story. If you had the smoking gun video, it's all on you, right? I mean, but how are they going to know that you're the one that pushed the button?
Well, with AI and the proliferation of being able to make fake stuff, you're going to see a lot of this happening soon.
Oh, yeah.
Both with politics, disclosure, pretty much every facet of our society is going to face a very big problem with that. People are going to be framed, and it's going to be so good within the next 5 years, you're not going to be able to tell. You're not.
Yeah, it's already incredible. Mm-hmm. I've got pigeons eating stuff out of Dave's beard right now.
Political races it's going to happen in our lifetime. God willing, that we don't, something bad doesn't happen. And in all of our lifetime in this chat right now, that there's going to be a major scandal where a politician is framed for something they did not do. And it's going to be an inquisition to solve whether they actually did it or it was AI. I promise you it's going to happen.
Sad to think.
It's
And this
gonna
is
happen.
why, like in what we do, I personally think now, and Lee, you and I have talked about this a couple times on this segment, I think we can no longer trust UFO videos.
You can't.
You can't because of AI.
Sucks.
The day of videography where show me proof videography, it's over.
Doesn't even matter. Doesn't even matter.
The only way it matters if it's time stamped prior to 2025, and it's somewhere already up.
Now everything that matters is the source.
Mm-hmm.
Who made that video? What's their motivation? What's their background? You're going to have to be able to totally dissect the source of that video. No longer some random guy. He said it. Drink. No longer some random guy can just produce a video and say, this is what I saw. Because now in the old days, from like the 60s until 2010, I feel like we would give the benefit of the doubt when somebody had something, even if it was crappy. We'd be like, oh, let's check that out. Now, unfortunately, with the grifting and whistleblowing and everything else, we're forced to be discerning first.
Yeah.
And eliminate and deduce whether we can trust. It sucks, but that's where we're at.
You know what I just realized? I forgot to hit record tonight.
What?
So you don't have to edit anything out.
I don't have to edit anything out.
Oh, brother.
Record.
So chat, you guys should super chat Dave right now because he just lost probably $1,000 and be so thankful. No, dude, that sucks.
Oh man, that totally sucks. I'm not really happy right now about that.
Sorry about that, buddy. I'm still not buying you drinks, but that sucks, bro.
Sweet Robbie G is saying AI can't reproduce real life physics. Photo video experts have outlined how to tell AI from real.
That's temporary, man. Because
Yep.
we're in Gen 2 right now. When this stuff gets to AGI, and not even AGI, but I'm telling you, you're not going to be able to tell. I've already seen better stuff. It's crazy what's coming. We have aircraft. Okay. You can make things appear that aren't there in a very realistic way. We'll just say that. And that's on a it exists. It's going to get worse before it gets better. I promise. Part of the
Project Bluebeam stuff.
Kind of, but okay, I'll give you for instance because it's not me. I have a friend who works psych for the Army. And so a lot of people don't know this, or it's less spoken about. There's a psychological unit that attacks our enemies. When we attacked Iraq, when we attacked Afghanistan, when we attack anybody, yeah, you can't do inhumane things, Geneva Convention, but you can screw with people like a mofo. We would have the Prophet Muhammad projected over their camps. Like I've heard crazy stories of what our psych people do. They could project, they can make Jesus walk, they can make Muhammad walk, they can make aliens appear in the sky. Absolutely. And that has nothing to do with real aliens or anything. That's just something they can do. They're very good at it. They have things that can fly around that look like insects that are cameras. They can put out audio. It puts out whispers. You'll lose your freaking mind. There's so much stuff they can do now. It's scary if they want you. And that's why I always laugh. I don't really laugh, but I'm just like, people are like, yeah, they focus this energy weapon on me. I'm like, dude, they don't even have to do that. They will make you tear yourself apart. It will be completely undetectable. It won't be suicide. It won't be kinetic. It won't be obvious. They will do the most surreptitious, devious stuff to destroy you. You haven't even dreamed about. I promise.
The voice of God.
Mooney Mongol says,
in
I've
your
seen
room,
wild
in your head.
laser-induced hologram tech at the beyond the bleeding edge of the game development industry. It was wild, and the public won't see it for a long time, decades.
The public won't ever see it. And here's the thing. Whatever you see in the sky, like we watch these drone shows, they're commercial drone shows, right? Entertainment. Multiply times 1,020 billion dollars. What do you think they could make appear? People are talking, oh, the New Jersey drones, the stuff was flying over. I'm like, if you saw it, they want you to see it, or they don't care if you see it. That was not. You guys are 10 steps behind, and you're right to pay attention. So it's a double sword. Like, I don't want to call people dummies or whatever. Like, I'm not trying to insult you. You're paying attention, so that obviously means you're not a dummy. You're seeing things. You got to get caught up. That's where we're at. And a lot of the people, unfortunately, are stuck in the old times. They don't know. And you got to learn technology. So I'll tell you this. If you learn consumer technology and then just use a little imagination, you can kind of get to where defense technology is. That's my best advice. Consumers have it, times it by 100. That's DOD.
Right. Definitely believe that. And DARPA, the DARPA stuff that they're coming out with.
It's just most of the conversations I see, whether it's Reddit, X, whatever. And again, I'm not part of these programs. It's all hearsay for me, but I believe my sources because of where I've worked, and I know where people work that tell me things. We are so far past. It's like by the time somebody's talking about it, making a conspiracy theory about it, that was 30 years ago, and they figured out it didn't work. Because if it works, you're not going to hear about it. If it works, you will not hear about it. That's my best advice to you.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody's talking about it, they already have something better, or it doesn't exist. That's either a misdirection or they're already past it. Period.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Gentlemen, we're going to call it the night here on the Big SOR. Since I butchered everything from not having my guest ready because our Keith Andrews' computer blew up, to leaving my microphone on mute the first 4 minutes, to forgetting to turn the radio side on.
At least you got a YouTube video out of it.
At least I got a YouTube video of it. You know, that's the main thing. But thank you for a great night, guys.
Appreciate it, bro.
I appreciate it. Sweet
Awesome.
Robbie G will be in here on the weekend. I will be back on Monday. Who's my guest on Monday? Hold on.
I really wish I would have said more F words. Squandered the opportunity. I'm out of here, boys. Have a good night.
Les Velez Monday night. See you soon, guys. Thank you to our audience. Thank you for your great support. Thank you to Cat Chaser with a hat trick. Thank you to Tim and to B Mora for the great super chats. Lee, thank you for coming on in, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
We'll see you all on Monday.
Stay healthy, my friend.
You too.
If you need bail money, give me a call.
Always, Dad. Take care.
You too.